Also, hi guys. Day 1 of Premier League. I wish I could have done a more hype intro than that. Shame. Welcome all. We are about to go live with Day 2 of Premier League. We're getting ready for Day 3 of Premier League. That's right, Octane Collegiate is back. Ultimately, we have got the lower bracket Octane finals going on. Welcome to the official match point finals for the Octane Collegiate Stage 1. Octane Collegiate playoffs here once again. We've got the playoffs still underway for Octane Collegiate Series. It is officially time. Time for what, you may ask? The Octane semifinals. Finally switches to the 99 and finishes the job. A full re-knockdown. It's Swifty from up above. Sends Fisher packing. RJ's good, but he ain't that good. CSUF forward in blue. Your champions of game 2. That'll be it for Augusta. Bellevue's a full force. Tamu down. Kindly Monkey has survived, but it's a Bellevue dub to finish out score point. Kai and Drake eliminated, and it is just left to one. A peek from up above, and you do not beat the monster that is Swifty. Gas traps ticking, but a knock onto Tamu. Speed Demon wiped out. A full commit from the ISU to help save the day. And one commit means the Aggies. The Aggies win it. Badger with the knock, couple shots from the other side. Fisher are just as quickly into their own response. Trade for trade, Sparrow ultimate down for the double crack from behind the corner. Slobs with a re-knock there. 3v3 exchange. But it's a Kraber snipe from Misplays. Misplays committing. It's Misplays all day. Double cracks on the other side. A 2v2 is toasted. 4-2 go. Hack to hold on to hike that beat from up above though. Kennesaw State gold. Pull off the dub. A serial cat will send it. Slob just as quickly and from inside the truck. RJ's knocked. Cloak is still alive, but maybe not for much longer with just Cloak up above. It's a dub on the day for Fisher. Drag brought down. Florida Gators just need one more to pin away Fisher Esports. The zone is ticking. TK to swing. Break for break. No, you up above. And Tamu White survive. Nowhere to walk. Point blank. A full commit. 45 with a knock. 2 for 2. And Tamu Maroon is on a double dub of the day. What is up? Welcome to the Octane Match Point Finals. Stage 1 has climaxed. It has come together, and it will all finish here. I am Zephyr. I have been your watch partier all split long. My lord, are we ready? It is time. It has been several months of competition here for everybody. And now we are down to the final 20 teams. And only one can walk away. $2,250 on the line. This is the height of competition. This goes above what we saw during the Premier League Match Point Finals. This evolves past Proton. This goes to heights that no collegiate competition has seen this year. All right, folks. We've got some time on the clock. 15 minutes until we officially go live. I don't got a lot of content, but I got content for you. We are going to do, before we go live, the official Match Point Finals tier list. Hold on. Welcome, everybody, by the way. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope you enjoyed the hype video. The hype video was a lot to put together. Yeah. If you'll notice, it's all from yesterday. I got caught in my chair. All right, we're good. All right. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way for now. All right. I'm picking out of a hat here. It wouldn't be a Zephyr stream without some love. Let's make a tier list. All right. You may be asking, Zephyr, where's the tier list? Oh, it's right behind me. Starting with Southern Mississippi. USM, former champions of Season 3 here. I'm a little worried for Mencken Crew, Vize, etc. Thalys. Theozen if he's here. Who cares? Group T says 1. We're gonna put him right here for now. I have my worries with this roster. You want to know why? Because we had ECAC this week, and they did not win it. They did not win ECAC, and they fell early. Just like this. All right. None of these are going to stay for long, so I got to move on. Hey, look at that. Fisher Esports. Here we go. They're number 2, TBH. We'll see how it goes. Here's Fisher. I'm gonna put him below him. That's content for you right there. There you go, Tom. Illini. This is as good as it gets. I don't know which way the orange or the blue go. It's probably upside down. 20th? I don't think they're 20th, but they're definitely lower than Fisher. They're definitely lower than Fisher here. All right. Tamu Esports. Zwifty, Nabber, Pear. They're not shitters. They're kind of my dark horse of the day. I think they win more. They win more than Illini. They're not last, Group T. All right, I'll put them slightly below Fisher. Let's move this all the way up, by the way. Yeah, that'll stay. It won't. Let me add another piece of tape. Tamu being Zephyr's dark horse, couldn't have seen this coming. Hey! You sons of bitches. Hold on. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna get. Alright, UCSD. There you go. UCSD. They're probably alright. Lucian's the only good person on that roster, though, so they got a lot out ahead of them. Let's move Tamu up on the unofficial tier list. Let's put like UCSD up here. Does that look right? Does that look like a tier list? Yeah, that looks about right. Alright. Zephyr speaking to the microphone. Fuck you, Dia. CSU Fullerton. They're alright. They're okay. I didn't make like actual tiers. I could have, but I had all these icons laying around, and I kind of want them hanging behind me during the stream. Are they better than the teams on the ground? No. The teams on the ground are going back up. I just need more tape. More tape for the teams on the ground. Hold on here. Let's get some more tape. This will surely hold. In before I'm basically predicting their downfall. We'll have to see how this works out. No, Tamu Maroon! Thank you for tuning in to Zephyr's decorating stream. Augusta, 360 swivel. He's the only good player on the roster. Can he carry it today? The SJSU Stinkers. Schmubby. Viking Cap. I don't know. They've kind of had a rough end of the season here. I'm putting them in a Illini tier. A very similar team who joins in late. We play second, man. What the fuck? You play second in semis in the shittier lobby. You play second in the fake lobby. Come on, Viking Cap. You know that's not real. Texas will join down below. This guy's calling Damu dark. Hey! They made it here. They looked good yesterday. In a more competitive lobby. All right. Cheater Squad. Good old Cheater Squad. Old redemption arc for Ottawa. No more Mav. But they're all right. All right, we got Utah. I don't know how I feel about Utah right now. Mez, Mobius, and Gnarl, they didn't. Yesterday was kind of ass. We'll go over the points in a little bit, by the way. I'm not just going to do this, but we'll like put them right here. Tamu Maroons, quit fucking up. They beg to be at the bottom. They beg to be at the bottom. All right, we got like Western Outlaws. No. Don't tell this guy about KSU. All right. Tamu Maroon, stop. Hold on. Tamu Maroon needs some Zephyr life support. Who the fuck is KSU? Do you mean former stage 1 and 2 champions, KSU Gold, followed up by the only KSU Black roster, the only team, the only university to have 2 squads in finals right now? There we go. Make sure Tamu stays at the top there. Utah needs some love too. All right. We're looking kind of clean. A little bit. Maybe not. Southern Miss is falling. Hold on. Tamu over Ottawa? Well, they're kind of on the same tier. I know it doesn't look like it, but okay. Southeastern always surprises me. They're not terrible. I'll put them like right here. There we go. This is more like an appreciation wall. No, it isn't. There's a rank here. Right, clearly there is a definitive rank up above right now. Okay? Kennesaw. I only have one Kennesaw, so you're going to have to pretend it's Kennesaw Gold. Where's Bellevue? We're getting to it. You can pretend this is both of the rosters. Okay. Cumberland kind of fucking sucks right now. I don't know if I should put them on USM tier or not. I'm kind of disappointed with Cumberland right now. Ever since we've lost Maple, this roster's kind of been in the shitter. I feel like after ECAC, I got to give them a little bit of credit. Because if you don't know, ECAC match point was this week, and they did win that. But that is also the Mickey Mouse tournament of a lifetime. Here. We'll put them slightly above Fisher. There you go. There you go. Last game comeback at least makes them mid-tier. Sure. Man, I'm hot. Not like actually, like I'm physically hot. Whistler Streams and Clam, by the way. Thank you for the follow. My boy, Future Streams. Cumberland above Fisher? I have no idea what you're talking about. They're about the same place, guys. They're about the same. That's about the same right there. All right. Let's put them over here. They get, by the way, this isn't like a height. I just really like what is that guy's name? Future Streams? Yeah, Future Streams gets his own little corner. They're not going to win today. They fucking suck. But I appreciate a good Future Streams. Where is it? This way? This way. That's just so we can see him all day long. Okay. There's UC Irvine. Okay, down below. Perfect. Minnesota State Mavericks have been fucking cheeks. This is the only pre-show you need. Here's the honest pre-show. They've been fucking cheeks. Yeah, they can go over here. Oh, God. Where's ISU Red? ISU Red ain't in the tournament. It's like a Christmas tree. Okay, that's the tier list. You guys can take a look at it while I go fix my chair. All right, I'm sure that'll stay all stream long. We all know it's a race between Bellevue, USM, and then like kind of teams like Cumberland, Fisher, US, whatever. Who the fuck's behind me? Utah and KSU. Everyone else, you got to get lucky at the hands of match point format. Hold on. If things are, hold on. Life support. USM is on life support. I gotta do my best here, cause honestly, they've been weird. I'm just gonna keep adding tape. White may not be in, but go maroon. Amen. Amen. Oh, by the way, get your predictions in. 2 minutes left on the predicts. Over under game 1 quality 8.0. We've already got like 10,000 points bet in on it. So it's a big bet. I'm sure this will stay all stream. Utah's falling. I gotta do this. Is Zephyr's mic peaking more than usual right now? Here, I can. There you go. I fixed it a little bit. All right, guys. I'd say that's some pretty good work. How is that wall at all readable without context? Chocolate, that's the best part of a Zephyr stream. I don't give a fuck. It's pretty colors. Who just fell? All right, Augusta's the first team out. I'm not going to touch it anymore. That's the omen of a lifetime right there. This is the omen wall. All right. Here we go. Augusta already potentially done. We'll put them back up if they ever get a win. That's the quantifier. We'll see if the rest can last. Yeah, rip 360 swivel. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed like the hype video. Let's oh, here. He's playing with his lion right now. Little Lewis Cam check in. Look at him. He just a little biting guy. Yeah, he getting cozy. Anyways, other than that, let's take a look at yesterday. We need Lewis emotes. How can mainstream be complete without a cat? I know, right? I know, definitely bigger than last time. Lewis is growing so quickly. He's 500 grams now, and he continues to assume mass. He's kind of a cutie. Anyways, he's cleaning himself. There he is. He'll be a part of our stream all stream long. We've got the official Stage 1 Finals info up, as we will be going live here in just a few seconds. Of course, it is match point. There are multiple drops. Let's take a look at yesterday. Fisher does Fisher things. They're kind of booty cheeks. They only got their win at the very, very end when everyone stopped trying. So we're still kind of curious to see if Fisher can actually deliver a dub on the day, because most of the time the answer is no, not during match point. Bellevue University, Voddery Muffins, Jukesy, definitive leaders, winners of Proton, winners of match point premier finals, kind of the guaranteed finish here. Ottawa Braves, they may not have cheaters on their team anymore, but you know what? Without the cheater flavoring, they're still pretty damn okay. They also got a win and a couple of close finishes there. So, like I said, as you refer to my tier list, competitive behind me. Kennesaw State Gold, they always get that special Kennesaw State magic. Misplays is a Gucci gang motherfucker, and he gets the job done when it comes down to it. So be terrified, because even if they ain't, like, you know, the squad to watch, there's a chance. Tamu Maroon, Dark Horses. Kennesaw State Black, phenomenal run in Premier League this year. Phenomenal run through the bracket. I don't know if they can come through with a win, but if we wanted to go with a legitimate dark horse, like a real dark horse that isn't Tamu Maroon, I'd give it to KSU Black. I feel like they're the only team outside the window who I'd be like, yeah, maybe like in one beautiful, magnificent year they could get it done. CSUF Fullerton, they ain't getting shit done today. Augusta probably won't get it done today. Western Outlaws ain't it. Minnesota Mavericks ain't it. Look at the other lobby. Southern Miss, run ads between games so we don't get pre-rolls. Yeah, no worries. Here's a 2-minute ad.
That's actually a pretty legitimate 2-minute ad there too, because the games are about to start. So this is going to cover us for at least until game 3. Other than that, Southern Miss, bing bang bop, 3 wins on the day yesterday. Winners of champs. They're kind of dope with it. We'll see how they do. I feel like, yeah. All right. San Jose, they ain't getting shit done today. Guelph Griffins ain't getting shit done today. Cumberland, kind of somewhat dark horsey. I feel like without Maple, now that they're in a real lobby and it's not ECAC, they're probably going to be like competitive and like hunt for match point flavorings, but they're also kind of shit. So there's a lot here. Like the ceiling is very high for the Cumberland roster, but I don't know if they'll get the job done. Utah, another dark horse. Illini Orange, it ain't happening. Southeastern, it ain't happening. UCSD, it ain't happening. Texas Orange, it ain't happening. UC Irvine, it ain't happening. All right. I'm glad we got through it. Good luck to all the teams today, or at least the ones that can actually compete. Other than that, let's take a look at the drops. For those of you who don't know, this is match point, but we do have some stipulations to the rules. And I will confirm it because it has been a heated contention all day long. We are getting five games minimum. Now, what does that mean? What it really means is that players are not eligible to win until we get past game 4. So game 4, get to match point. Hell, a couple other teams get to match point. If you win on game 4 and you're already on match point, sorry, it does not count, okay? You have to win on game 5 or further to get the job done, okay? That is a very, very big part of today's competition, and don't get it twisted, because that will be a very, very interesting piece of the puzzle, because I feel like there's a lot of teams who can get to 50 or 60 points. It's a 60-point match point final. Even still, within 4 games, or within 3 games, I'm pretty sure there's a couple teams that can put up 20, 20, 20. So, this is not guaranteed. It is kind of a protecting thing. But there is the chance here that someone gets to match point, goes into game 4, wins it. That's not eligibility yet. You got to get to game 5. Game 5 onwards, anybody can throw down. All right, so clear. We have at least 5 games today. I'm pretty sure we might be seeing the end at 5. The height of competition has never been this intense. Of course, taking a look at the drops, the first thing to look at, of course, will be World's Edge before we've got into game. We've still got about like 5+ minutes here as we wait on probably the mainstream. Bellevue, by the way, they'll be starting off today in stacks over towards World's Edge. No dome, no mod. Tamu is here towards the Geyser, siphon for SJSU Blue and Kennesaw State Gold. What up, Janked? What up, K-Drake? Zephyr, do you think I can win? No. Western Outlaws is not good enough to win today. But I appreciate your participation. Anyways, Bellevue over here on the side. They're not going to have early pressure in the very, very beginning of the game. There's not that early 3-piece KP that you're going to see for World's Edge. And remember, it's 2 games immediately. And the first 2 on World's Edge and E-District are going to be the most impactful here. So that early KP that they usually find themselves in, where they have these secluded pseudo-edge fights to work with, not immediate. Now, granted, if we see slow rotations from any one of these teams, I guarantee you Bellevue will be up your rear. Kennesaw State Gold is alongside them, but they are more zone-oriented, so expect them to pursue what will be the zone, just a hell of a lot faster. On the other side, though, this is when I get into a little bit of chaos. You've got the Western Landslide. Fisher, Southern Miss, and Ottawa Braves. All 3 of these teams straight down the left-hand edge. West Skyhook, Fissure, and Mirage. Now, while I don't think they will be fighting each other, there is always that potential. You have to look toward teams like Texas Orange, Minnesota, and Western Outlaws, because unless they're like getting out of Dodge and they're running towards that zone, it's over. All right, you will get sent upon by any one of these teams, and that is a hard, hard-pressed 3v3 situation for you. Cumberland is also part of that equation, but they are in Thermal, and Thermal does tend to be a bit secluded. And so by the time they get out, I would expect most of these teams to be on their efficient rotate. It's not guaranteed, though, right? Some of these squads can get caught. Of course, in the northeastern section of the map, we do have the University of Utah that represents as the best team in this section. Most of these squads will have probably a bit of safety here. I mean, the Guelph Griffins do like to get a bit aggro in Monument, so Southeastern could see a potential fight, or maybe they move up to Survey, but that's kind of back rotating on most zones. So, I mean, I honestly don't feel like there's going to be much going on here. Could see a Utah via Illini Orange start, just given the precipice of Epicenter to rotate, but hell, I'd expect that to be more UCSCD over towards Survey Camp. So, other than that, take one good last look at it. That's your World's Edge map. I'm going to check on an E district because it will go quickly here. If you're Bellevue and you didn't get your extra points early game, you will find them towards Neon Square. For CS Fullerton Blue, my only piece of advice is run. If you do not run and you do not leave, you will die. And here's the thing. Even if you do run, Ottawa, Utah, Kennesaw State Gold, and Cumberland forming this massive circle. If you're CSU Fullerton Blue, E-District's over. You already lost it. You don't get to play today. All right? That's over. You're surrounded by 5 absolutely uber shit-on teams. Your best bet is to follow suit through Kennesaw State Gold, who will usually leave for zone. All right? Head towards the northeast. That's your best chances there. But watch out for the Tamu Maroon late rotate and the Southern Miss rotate, depending on where they come down from. The entire edge of zone here is kind of brutal, right? And then meanwhile, you have this really, really sad section here over towards the east. Kennesaw State Black represents quite well in Energy Bank, but they'll probably be moving quite quickly. Fisher Esports and maybe Augusta/Illini could look for KP fighting, but it's really going to be Fisher who will be sending it on an orange or UCSD gold. So a little bit of the edge on the east for Fisher, this massive circle on the west. That's kind of your implication for the early game there. Of course, Storm Point, one quick check. This is potentially where we will see the games end today. I mean, Bellevue always tends to start out here. I mean, actually, Bellevue's in down beast today. Oh, God. Bellevue's on edge for Storm Point. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It just, I be wary if you're one of these 4 squads. And everyone else is kind of spread apart. Cumberland's all the way up here. Ottawa's going to get fast rotates in the northeast. Fisher is very, very separate on launch pads, so they won't have early pressure towards Devastated Coast like they used to, or like they like to. Southern Miss is barometer, so kind of secluded, but they'll have at least position on a pole like that, but rotates to boot. I don't know. Rest, Storm Point. It's kind of meh. All right, one last look at World's Edge. The bets are in. I don't really care. This is the most boring part. Let's jump on into game 1, because that is realistically the only thing that... Let's jump in a little bit later to game 1, because apparently I'm still waiting for another, 30 seconds. Here you guys go. He fell asleep. I want you to know he's literally 6 feet away. Think about that. He's about 6 feet away. KSU Black for the win, bruh. I mean, yeah. KSU Black's pretty good. They're a dark horse. I don't officially track a dominant win. There's no guarantee they come out on top, but you know what? I like KSU love. How can you not love KSU? The Drunks are great. All right. Pear says, anybody else got 6 MG on right now? I don't know what that means. 10 milli vanillis, says Caden from the University of Texas. Vattery gets sick thinking about what he's going to do to us from future streams. Well, that's one final great quote to represent for my main man. We love Lewis. We do love Lewis. Good spelling. The fact that he can sleep while you're casting is a testament either to your soundproofing or his tiredness. I would say he's just a baby. Kitties need as much sleep as possible, right? And so, he's just a baby. Wait, is there no delay? Well, here's the cool thing. The games, Jonkler, this is crazy because we've just done a whole semester of this. The games are delayed. I am not. So this happened 5 minutes ago. What you're seeing on the screen right now took place a hearty second ago. Zephyr am utilizing production magic to be with you live. I know. I mostly got the delay because they're observer. There, that's pretty much that's the official answer. But you know, anyways. Now, I don't expect to see a lot of early pressure here on the eastern side of the map. Like I said, watch the western push, and that'll really be where we see the beginning of the action. I see them. Yeah, I mean, what is more fun, watching a 5-minute delay, like watching a 5-minute delay stream where they don't get to interact with you at all, or watching a 5-minute delayed stream where Zephyr occasionally interacts with you? It's a big difference. I'm getting choked out by my cord. Oh shit, Illini fell and Ottawa fell in the meanwhile. Not like in game, but in the silly wall. This is an omen. This is an omen right here, gentlemen and ladies. This is an omen. That's why I set up the wall. To see whose tape could last the longest. Zone pull will be towards the southeastern section, so expect the heavier rotates from the north to be oh so glorious. Alright? Think about how oppressive this is going to be. You have to make, as we get an early scan there from Schmalz and crew, that will be presenting a finish towards a Harvester end. So it's not a complete deep dive for these teams, but still, I want to make it clear that everyone that's moving through the north is going to have to fight their way in either through staging, landslide, or those monument-sided chokes, and that's going to be crazy. Crack House endgame. Yeah, I like to call it the God spot, or the God house, or whatever, but I like Crack House. Crack House is good.
Bogey spotted out there.
My nose got itchy here. Western Outlaws will be one of the first teams to make an early move here to get this scan, and they are already playing into the space held towards Harvester. I'm going to pull up the drops on my second monitor. By the way, scoreboard is pinned in chat for everyone who is watching, so they can stay on top of it. There we go. We'll see how things develop here with Kennesaw State Black over on the side. Ultimately, it is going to be the Western Outlaws getting themselves at least early with the Watson. One of the few teams to work with the Watson this early on. Usually you do see a preference towards things like that Caustic right off the bat, but for now, we'll wait and see. For USM, they are already moving lickety-split here. They jump out of Fissure and they're in Landslide. That tells me Minnesota State Mavericks have already moved on. Bize taking a chunk of damage in return there, but Thalys is going to try to follow this one up. Evo is the big thing they came for, but can KP join alongside it? No one wants to get, even USM, look at this. Even USM is paying their respects right now. Meanwhile, for UC Irvine, our team joining us from Contenders League, one of two from the Tier 2 division of Collegiate, are already being chased out there by UCSD Gold. The port play will get them to safety towards the Skyhook area, but that is not an answer for where they need to go here. Cumberland will fly in from Thermal Station as the majority of these teams are beginning to set up and hold space here in zone. Who's the other Contenders team? The Guelph Griffins. This squad. The Guelph Griffins, represented by Future Streams, a pro player at that. They kind of have the issue with it really being only Future Streams who are good. That's the struggle point for them. The rest of their two rosters is kind of getting carried. UCSD got a sub. They do not have Lucian today. Oh, that is bad. We're seeing UC Irvine though. At least, maybe that's them or UCSD getting caught out here on the, what was this, rotate far forward. Illini, Orange, Parks, Asoma, Zumo trying to hang out for now. It does reveal that we did just see a Texas knock. University of Texas, by the way, not Texas A&M. And, in the kill feed, 424 versus Bellevue. Jukesy down. Please go to this fight. Please, God. Oh, please, Observer. Yes? No? Alright, we're lucky it doesn't break out into anything further. Most teams are trying to get themselves set up in zone. Texas A&M, or my apologies, the University of Texas already pressured back from what was an initial knockdown, and now stuck in the choke. This is that choke I talked about in the early game. These teams fighting for a rotation here are going to struggle. Texas came from countdown, and now without Caden, that is your Newcastle removed. They're going to have to play this back towards the Grandma area for now, and thankfully for them, there isn't anybody out east to pressure this. Still, that ain't an entryway into the likes of Harvester. The Guelph Griffins provide, as the team out east here, future streams, triple take in the hand that continues to push both CSU Fullerton, Texas Orange back. Watch out for those late rotating squads. It could be an evac play, it could be a hefty rotate. Meanwhile, Southern Miss fighting out of that landslide choke. Western Outlaws currently holds the crack house alongside Ottawa, and we'll have to see how they develop. Meanwhile, it was early. It was a knock and a half. Bellevue gets the reset on Juxie, and from afar here, what did I say? If you take your time out on edge, Bellevue will look for you. Muffins knocks down on Toasted Grilled, and we saw the full thirst onto 424 a second ago. That is just 360, making the way over to Stacks and Mod for now. Bellevue's going to get this full thirst, and it could be one of many KP for the roster. The biggest question I have today for Bellevue is going to be, how do they set themselves up in zone? A lot of the time, they've taken their time out on edge, and it's worked out because no one really is deeply stacked in zone here. The reality is it is Bellevue, and they should finish the job oh so cleanly. Illini Orange continuing to choke out things to the north here. They don't have zone pressure as of yet. Instead, UC Irvine continuing to build ire against them here. Shield already cracked on the other side. Irvine could look for a response on this. Zumo is low. A quick peek around the edge here as Parkso is going to have to respond for coverage. Crack for crack on their own end as the Fisher Esports squad finds our first team eliminated in UCSD in the kill feed. I apologize for missing it, but you know what? Illini Orange just didn't get down and dirty as quickly as I thought. It will be Fisher with the first wipes of the game, and now maybe looking for more. Dom 2 crack with a knock on to Cloak, and potentially a third-party situation here. That's the full thirst on the Cloak, and for Ottawa, I can't imagine they're going to be sticking around for long here. Either down below or up to the train tracks above. Fisher now have 4 KP to their name. There's Ottawa down towards the southern choke. Watch the Fisher wrap. Fisher wrap into the crack house will be big. Meanwhile, Illini Orange give our contenders team a heartfelt welcome here. Yeah, you might pop one down, but for the Illini roster, it is an easy wipe here. Now, granted, they are still not in zone alongside teams like Bellevue, Augusta, and Southeastern. Everyone else, all 14 other squads, have given themselves some space. Utah taking their time. They started this one out quite far in Climatizer and had to fly past at least Harvest for now. Quick reset on the Valkyrie ultimate will allow them to set up for space here. They don't know this, dramatic irony-wise, but they do have that choke up towards the side that they could kind of play back into thermal side. Sadly, they don't have the distance to make that cross with the utilization of the Valk ult, so they're going to have to play this one a little bit short here. Texas A&M Maroon slightly getting held out as that revive will come through for Muffins. The full chase onto the Tamu rosters. They pin towards choke. It's Juxie with a port from behind, and Swifty is the first member eliminated for the Maroon squad. Somewhere in wait, Pear and Nabber going to try to set themselves up probably for reset in the likes of the thermal side. University of Utah tries to see if they can finish any kind of the fight that had started here, but they are following suit on that ultra port and don't want to get involved. Bellevue up on high. I guarantee you Utah can hear these shots. It's just a question mark if they want to try and third. You can see on the other end, they're not fully committing for this. Muffins is holding the backside to make sure there isn't that reverse rotate. Bellevue's going to let Tamu go. Catering towards the building ahead. Ottawa Braves just got their reset. And with 18 squads remaining, I think Tamu got eliminated while we were in the map feed. Alright. Well, maybe a bad start for them. We'll see Bellevue continue their pressure. Fisher Esports, Ottawa, and no, Tamu is still in the game. My apologies. They're just all the way out towards the west. Observer, we gotta catch these fights. there on the very, very side. Fisher split across. Dom 2 cracked. A little too far forward here. Sloth taking his own chunk of damage in the backside. They're going to try to hold this one out. Bellevue is in the line of sight here, but I just worry. Ottawa's going to try to stick a revive potentially all the way towards the western end as Tamu actually is the one to do it. My apologies there. Ottawa playing as a solo rat all the way towards the southern end. And yes, it will be a quick peek from Jukesy to finish the job. Fisher, though, oh so quickly themselves are moving in to see if they can capitalize. This is a fight and a half here. Early damage down will leave Serial Cat with the first knock, but Jukesy follows in return. It's up to Dom and Slot, but Dom is on the lifeline. It's a pick that comes out early here, but will give them their reset. Instead, though, a quick thirst from Vaudry on the other side. They've gotten flushed back. There's the Nox gas grenade will be oh so punishing. Nades from up above. And Tamu Maroon have come through here to get their own piece of the action. Trade for trade. Tamu third parties. That's it for Bellevue. That's it for Fisher. Texas A&M.
Ooh, spicy. Spicy starts.
Okay. No USM. No Fisher. We'll see how it goes. They still have to make their way into zone. Okay, Vigar, that's a good one. That is a good one. Never thought I'd say this, but Gig 'em Aggies! For now, we'll jump back over to Illini Orange, one of the few other rosters who have gotten KP this game. Brill's back, and the Guelph Griffins are proving why they've been holding this choke. It is such a massive nade, but they're not pushing. They're not pushing this. The Guelph Griffins return back to their pylon. It's a huge chunk of damage, but they just let UIUC. I don't know what they saw to delay this exchange. In the end, 40 seconds to go. They still have to fight for space into this zone. We're going to jump over to SJSU Blue, the center of zone, with double knocks onto Southeastern. Even still, though, already facing knocks of their own. CSU with Fullerton down below as SJSU are going to try to pull the teammates back together, and they will find it. Viking Cap holding on for dear life. Meanwhile, University of Utah still on the edge of zone here. Very into their own fight there. 84 with Flesh found. Utah are more than primed and ready to pick up the KP from up above on Harvester. KSU are always lying in wait. The zone is ticking, and it will pressure them to keep this fight going. But Kennesaw State Gold are always waiting. It's a beautiful beam to send Mez packing. And with one remaining member of Utah, they'll have to rat in the fissure below. Recton Aegis are far forward here, and now they've got Utah in zone, but with Texas, the next team to watch. I gotta be honest with you guys, it has been future streams all day. Misplaced for a double knock here. Sends Augusta to their end. I can't imagine Utah will be long for this world as we jump on over to USM. They make short work of Minnesota. They barely survive. Speed Demon tries to run and ends up right in the barrel here of future streams. Now, mispacking towards the bot ground. Already with double burns onto Illini Orange. And the southern, or the northern side of Harvester has become a monstrous finish here. USM picking up as much as they can as the collapse of Harvester has destroyed so many rosters. Guelph Griffins will inevitably be followed up upon, and with Viz double knocks from USM, their KP journey comes to a finality. Western Outlaws have been holding this spot all game long. Texas A&M Maroon do have the height here, but they do not have the building. They still have to figure this one out. Couple of early information spared out here. Kennesaw, Cumberland, Texas, San Jose, Fullerton, and Southern Miss not in zone yet. Kennesaw State Gold, they're one of the few further teams here, and they will have to pop in through the teleport to just find any kind of success. The USM fight breaks out here against Southeastern, and Kennesaw State Gold know they can third-party this exchange. Fence line for safety as they will continue this push. USM will get the knock as they'll peek on through the door. Viking Cap eliminated. No one in the corner, and that's the first knock found. Doors pops open as Aegis will look for the other side. Kennesaw Gold, lowest can be. SJSU Blue, double duo right here. They'll get the burn on those traps, but I can only imagine Kennesaw will continue to look to pressure this. Texas Orange flying in late, might have to contest the fissure. Meanwhile, CSU Fullerton Blue just trying to work out where they can, punishing USM for their later rotates. It's a knock on the make. It's a break in the half banked. There we go. TAMU versus Texas Orange. A final shot will do Texas Orange in. The Lone Star Showdown comes at all but TAMU, but the nades from Western Outlaws will push them back. Still, Western Outlaws want their space. They'll have that one to work with for now. SJSU Blue get their revive. KSU above them. CS Fullerton Blue over peak. And now face a knock up above. Southern Miss could respond for this, but they need to get Mank back into play. Even still, KSU Gold up above on Harvester here is not allowing the recovery. 50 seconds to go, and we are pulling to the direct building split between the fissure. By the way, Cumberland playing this oh so quiet down towards the southeast here. They could come in for a late third party. Watch that TAMU rotate into Western Outlaws. I expect a Cumberland third party. If not, they're playing into the Harv side off of these some knocks. Mank brought back into it. SJSU know they've got a team outside, know they've got a team above. They are in a difficult position to try and get a response here. CS Fullerton Blue has height. Kennesaw State Black are in the fissure in between. Misplays with a knock onto Sykin. KSU Gold finds a knock onto Cumberland here, out over towards the edge. I only can assume that Cumberland are going to get this reset, but it tells me their rotate is maybe not as safe as I thought. Shout out to KSU Black, by the way. This fissure position, they're going to get so many teams that drop into them here. It is honestly a sleeper pick. You're not usually going to win the game, but you will survive, usually, at least to second place. Depends how you can fight it. The zone is closing. Fullerton begin to hold their space. Cumberland are coming from the sky here, looking for anywhere to work with. They know the backside of fissure is good, and so they're going to have to play it. Meanwhile, USM, the full send onto CS Fullerton Blue. They should have taken advantage when they found their initial knocks down behind the Marbleized Shield, though. Crimson Monk will get a response here. 2v1 situations will finally put Fullerton Blue away. Meanwhile, Kennesaw State Black, difficulties of their own. SJSU pushing for space. KSU Gold, oh so but similar. From up above, SJSU will be eliminated, but now they'll have to turn their attention to USM up on height. It's a double crack, a double fletch found. USM are low, and they want to look for this port. They want to punish. Red will leap across here, right up against the edge of zone from behind the knockdown shield. Southern Miss eliminated here at the hands of KSU. Cumberland in the fissure. Texas A&M above the building. Western Outlaws inside. Nabber's got shots to work with, and it will force Kennesaw down to the low ground. No, they're still here. Kennesaw make a move to the rock. They're playing the bare edge of the rock. 3 teams up above. Western Outlaws, TAMU, and KSU Gold. Cumberland able to get, no, it's a KSU Black reset. KSU Black gets a reset. A respawn onto Kindly Monkey, and they'll play barely on the top of height. Limbox, though, drops right into the face of Zach W. Keys. It's going to be the full thirst again here, and you have to be playing better space. KSU Black, once again, down to a duo as they take their time on the other side of Fissure. It's a crack from misplays, and with as aggro as KSU Gold is, I can feel it. I can smell it. A KSU dub feels like it is almost inevitable. Those constant scan silences are a pressure and a half. Meanwhile, KSU Black holding on for dear life down below. Tried to port up to height here and immediately are forced out of it. Western Outlaws, they've got to exit this building, and I'll tell you right now, it is a beautiful, beautiful pin. All right, final zone closing. Let's see how it goes. Kennesaw State Gold holding on for dear life up above to choke out Western Outlaws. Pair with a knock onto Cumberland down below. They've committed for the Cumberland fight. Western Outlaws get the port to the outside. They're going to turn it on to KSU Gold. They immediately flip right round here. That'll be it for Cumberland. The following instant elimination for Western Outlaws. It's KSU Gold, KSU Black, and TAMU Maroon. And from up on high, yes, KSU Black will likely meet their end here in just a second. but this is KSU Gold's game to win. They have played this excellently. A final couple of knocks there as KSU Black are still in it. Nabber knock, Swifty knock, just pair from up above. My God, it's Tamu eliminated. KSU Black down to their final member, and it's a KSU finish. The gold roster will ultimately be the winners, but it is Kennesaw all day long. These boys, they get a buff when they see that match point finals, when the pressure is on the line. Who do you call? Who do you look for? Who is the best of the best? Misplays, Aegis, Rect Emporium, an absolutely dominating finish there. Congratulations where it's due. Remember, they had to play from the southern side of Harvester into the POI, up above SJSU on the western end, climb up to height, choke out both Tamu and Western Outlaws, and completely finish off USM on their cross on the other side of Fissure. They had everything stacked against them, and they still came out on top. Let's get that refresh in there. The first things first is we got to talk about predictions because we're already in game. I asked y'all over, under 8.0. It is an 8.4 quality score. We've officially done it. We're here. The lobbies have elevated. We have hit the over. Congratulations to those who pick up the dub. Let's get our official KP prediction going. You guys know how we do it. If you're just joining us for the first time, we like to bet around here. We like to have a good time. KSU, I'm going to give them an over-under. Oh, by the way, this is KSU Gold. Let me make sure. KSU Gold, over-under 8.5 KP. Let it ride. Let it ride. Let your points ride and thrive. 27 points for Kennesaw State Gold here. 27 overall. 15 KP is a monument, a testament, an absolute chaotic love of the game of Apex Legends. Not far behind them, though. Tied for second place. A third place finishing with 8 KP, Texas A&M Maroon. And yes, Southern Mississippi, while they met their end at the hands of Kennesaw State Gold, do work away with 12 KP, the second highest in the lobby for a 15 themselves here. 14 for Kennesaw State Black, who survives all the way to second, rounds out our double-digit performers here. Tamu, Southern Miss, and KSU Black are now 1/4 of the way to the match point finish here. KSU Gold is almost halfway there here. It is almost guaranteed. It is almost absolutely certain that we see Kennesaw set themselves up for success here. And oh my God, like a prediction set in stone, look who has fallen behind me. It's a lot of teams. The tape's not that strong. UC Irvine, USM, Fissure, Cumberland, gone. Bellevue ain't even here. Tamu Maroon, I can't quite do it. But look who is still on the wall. Minnesota adds insult to injury. Welcome, Panic. Welcome, Twin. All right. Game 2 about to be underway here. The maps are 2-2-2. We've got Western, or what the fuck is it called? We got World's Edge, E-District, and Storm Point. Zeph, I'm so good at Pokemon. Incredible. I don't know what that means. With that being said, let us jump into the second game here. This is the last one of World's Edge. The next time you will see World's Edge is Game 7. And I hope we get to a Game 7, but it is not a guarantee here for these teams. Remember, match point becomes eligible at Game 5. There's no chance this doesn't end on Storm Point. I would bet good money on it. All right. A quick sweep of the hair. A quick sweep of the hair. Now, last time around here, some of our earliest fights started off against teams like UC Irvine, and yes, I believe it was UCSD. They start over towards whatever the hell. They start in a weird spot. Where's UCSD? I'm kind of blanking on this one. Spreading my balls. Spreading my balls. I eat shit for dinner. PCP. Survey camp. All right. So UC Irvine over there towards Skyhook East, and survey camp for UCSD Gold. Those were some of the first two teams, at least eliminated here when we saw game one. I'm curious if we'll continue to see that. The zone looks oh so similar to the last one here, so we could get a little deja vu, or we could get one of those reverse pulls back to either Siphon or the likes of Fissure. For Fissure Esports, they have not changed their strategy. They are still a definitive leader when it comes to their playstyle. They love to get aggro. But here's the thing for Fissure. This came back to bite them. 6 points only that last game. 6 points, by the way, that was earned completely from their KP. They did not get a single additional point from anything else. No placement. Now, they will be separated here in their start towards the Skyhook area. UCSD Gold is still surveyed, but UC Irvine, potentially something to look at here with Serial Cat already hunting this down. Utah making quick rotates out of Climatizer so quickly here to the Monument area. Meanwhile, USM, they've got a knock. Valis with one here. I don't know if it will develop into anything more, as that looks like a deep chase against Ottawa. Meanwhile, Augusta sharing for space in the Lava Siphon area. You can get a lot of teams stacked up in this POI. SJSU and Kennesaw State Black are playing for separation. SJSU in the point-blank range of KSU Black, but I don't think they're ready to take this fight. Meanwhile, Southern Mississippi, they start that game definitely good. 15 points with 12 KP, one of the few squads. Our previous Octane champions. If you were here during Season 3, they won the championship. They came oh so close to running into the Western Outlaws. It will be a Lava Siphon finish. And Bellevue University is one of the first teams to arrive, a squad that has been dictated and decided by so much definitive edge play is already in zone here. This might come back to bite them. We will wait and see. CSU Fullerton Blue were in a little bit of an exchange here. We saw with Southeastern Blue from Oklahoma. Avery, Vortex, and Jank really just putting down damage from afar here and trying to control that rotate. Remember, it is still early for CSU at Fullerton. There you go. You've got the Valkyrie ultimate. Now, by the way, we didn't talk about it, but it is a caustic ban game one. You still have picks like the Watson available for setting up inside your POI, but you don't have the Stinky Man to make it count anymore, and that sounds about right. The Valkyrie is likely to go second here, as that extra chunk of rotation always comes into play. Most teams going to be setting up and holding space here, and this is something that a lot of these teams have not really gotten a handle of. Most of the time, shit slows down in the very final match point lobby. Teams are able to hold a lot better space here, and they don't initially just get obliterated, right? So, we'll have to wait and see. Plenty of time on the board. A quick late fly-in from the University of Utah, and I guarantee you there's space to work with in Siphon somewhere. As long as they don't set themselves up in LOS, they're going to play the eastern edge for now and maybe fight their way back in. Southern Mississippi, they went to Landslide, they went to Harvester, now they're on their way to Grandma's and above. We'll see if they get at least some start of a fight here. They've been hunting for their next chunk of KP. Camu Maroon is not far out of this equation here. It's a beautiful drill from the Guelph Griffins there. Shout out to Future Streams on this Maggie. He makes that at least triple take count. Still, Southern Miss healed up. And here's the difference. Future Streams is excellent. He is great. Problem is, he's got the likes of Plum Toaster and Zakaria on that roster. And when you compare it to Viz, Mank, and Thalis, what's the comparison? Guelph does a great job getting themselves out of dodge across the bridge already here, and Southern Miss are going to continue to look for this. Fissure Esports, Southeastern Illini, still not in the equation. Meanwhile, for Fissure, they'll start with our first fight of the game. Lefter, Dude Man, and the remnants of UCE Irvine are just just obliterated. It isn't even a competition. It isn't even a fight here. A complete wipe against UC Irvine, as we will see full thirst from Bellevue against Texas A&M. Meanwhile, Illini Orange, a fight of their own towards Overlook. It is a massive whiff from Soma on the 99, and a double pump from Avery will make short work of your mistake. Now, Southeastern in a definitive lead into the fight here. A 3v2 situation with a full thirst right there in the corner. You have to wonder if Illini is going to walk away from the exchange. Up to height, Vortec will take it. The rest of Illini, this is good. Trying to cross and make their own recovery is, by the way, Tamu down to 1, down to 0. Texas A&M, we go from top 3 to 0. You gotta move your follow alert. I'll turn it off for today. I'll turn it off. Anyways, not much more to say for Southeastern here, as they've gotten themselves pinned by the likes of UC, but you left Avery up. That's the problem with Newcastle always being ready and available here. It is so disgusting on these quick resets. USM facing a double knock pressure there on the other side, as it is just one left alive for the likes of UIUC. We'll say goodbye to Southern Miss as they tried to fight in the zone. Let's see if Southern Miss can finally finish this. A quick Wraith port in through the edge, and yeah, I don't know. I think they make their safety into Geyser. We'll get a knock here in a second. Yeah, I mean, you port through, whatever. Yeah, all right. Observer, focus on the best teams. Thank you. All right. Southern Miss out. Southern Miss out. It's an early start for the teams. Southern Miss and Texas A&M from 2nd and 3rd to now bottom 3. It's literally vice versa here. The only team in the top 5 there to survive, or the top to survive, is Kennesaw State Gold, who are still in it. Cumberland, Texas, UCSD rotating through the edge. Fisher and Illini Orange still holding out for space. Fisher will try to intercept these later rotates here in Geyser. And this is much more akin to what we usually see. These teams are not rotating as fast come game 2. There you go. UC Irvine immediately running into the likes here of Fisher. It's a quick port out, but I guarantee you the follow-through will be oh so quicker. Up to height and a single chunk of damage. My apologies, that was Illini Orange. Illini Orange. It was. Illini Orange was the one who was running away. All right, so Southeastern, a 3v3 exchange now as Fisher. This is what they love. This is always what Fisher loves. They see you 3 alone out towards the edge. Dom 2 Cracked is already holding for space, and you've got the zone to potentially fluster them out. The minute they peek is the minute they miss it all. Southeastern now, double cracks, and they've got to heal quickly. They've got to prepare, because here comes Fisher Esports. They do not slow down. Serial Cat looking towards the east. A quick peek up the height there will push him off of the height. But Dom 2 Cracked and Slaughter already on the other side here. A quick peek on the edge of the door, and they leave it open. It is a Newcastle, and Serial Cat from the other side. Your Newcastle Reds will never get the chance to come through, because you are Fisher pressured all Fisher day. Sloth to the outskirts to finish the job here, and for Fisher, it is a beautiful chunk of, yes, just say it, 3 KP. There it is, 3 KP for the roster. 15 squads remaining, and Fisher are the only team not in zone. Meanwhile, the Guelph Griffins, they have been on a tear, and they will target now. KSU Black, leap up above, you'll find nothing to believe. Kennesaw State Black destroyed here in Central Lava Siphon. My God, SJSU Blue, though, they do get a knock onto Plum Toaster, but they don't look for the move. They don't want to give up the central space. Thank you, Matt Stinky. I appreciate looking as good as can be for these final moments. Bellevue, Minnesota State Mavericks, they are a click across from each other. Bellevue already trying to take up as much as they can to punish these lagging teams. With 14 squads remaining, they've got a lot more space to work with. Minnesota stuck now in the corner here. And Bottery with already a double damage dinker. Muffins brought down low, but when isn't Muffins low? Minnesota State Mavericks healing for where they can. Bellevue can't quite just immediately jump into this. Those fence lines make it a difficult push into Minnesota there, so they're going to back up for now. Ottawa, Kennesaw Gold, Cumberland, UCSD, and Texas Orange all stuck on the southern side of zone. Augusta, one of the few teams that are going to be gatekeeping the southern side here. If it is a bad push and they face early knocks, that to be said the same for Western Outlaws. Cumberland, Ottawa could potentially follow through. I like this from Kennesaw State Gold. They're going to try to play this one through the southern side, get themselves set up on that low ground fissure. They could run into the University of Utah here in just a second, but they're able to find themselves, yes, a hardy place of positioning. The same for UCSD Gold. They will be landing here in just a moment. I would not pick the Bellevue building, but I don't think they know that. Meanwhile, CSU Fullerton. I mean, this is excellent. Nice chunks of damage, and yeah, all right. UCSD picked the Bellevue building. Yeah, there's some damage down onto Jukesy on the other side, but he gets the crawl into the interior. We're going to question if there's the third party, but no one is trying to jump for the exchange from afar. Bellevue are going to get this reset off towards the eastern side. Honestly, UCSD's play wasn't bad. The only problem was they chose to play into Bellevue. For some reason, Kennesaw Gold is alone. I'm not quite sure what Kennesaw Gold are doing. This has got to be the most bonehead decision I've ever seen. Point blank, they don't even have shots to concentrate on in terms of the exchange. I would have much rather seen them play into Utah than try that rotate. All right, well, Kennesaw are still in it, and they're going to get a banner reset here in just a second. Most of the teams now are in zone. They found themselves a little bit of space. SJSU, though, oh, that's it for KSU Gold. That's your first place team eliminated. Your second place, your third place, and your fourth place team coming out of last game eliminated. It's time to catch up on the scoreboard for points here. Ottawa in the interior of the central building. They've gotten themselves a reset and a half after what was a USM chase. We are, though, going to be moving out of Lava Siphon Direct here. You've got that perfect finish where the height comes into play. So whoever lasts to survive Lava Siphon will likely win the game. SJSU Blue, we saw early knocks to pressure against the likes of Cumberland. They're going to get a couple of these full thirsts out here. KSU with the over-rotate of the Sunger. Yeah, it's a tough one at that. Utah will face their own struggles here at the hands of Fisher Esports. They drop from the low ground, or the high ground, and it's a quick wipe. We barely get to see it because it's just that quick. Minnesota State Mavericks are going to try to back rotate this the exact same way, but do they know they're running into Fisher here? Already, Schmalls, half health, a couple of extra swings from Dom to Crack, and that'll be gravity eliminated. A rotate from Schmalls, and Minnesota State Mavericks join Utah as an elimination on the low ground. Up on high, 30 seconds to go. All these teams need to figure out who will be the dough to bake on the oven that is hyped here. Western Outlaws hold the truck. Cumberland, the only singular team left alive. Teams like Texas Orange and CSU Fullerton are so far away from zone here. Bellevue still ain't in it, but watch Bellevue. They'll slow rotate around the back, and it could be so good for them. SJSU has space still to work with up on high as Augusta, after early wipes in game one, a Rampart and a Newcastle will allow them to guarantee a spot down below. Here's the thing, everyone is roughly in. Now we're watching for Texas, CSUF, and the likes of Bellevue. That could be CSUF or Texas. Texas Orange is the roster to behold here. Fisher with a chunk of damage as they will give themselves just a bit of space on the very, very edge. Shout out to the quality today. 10 squads still alive. We may only lose out on 2 here. Guelph Griffins technically in it. Bellevue have given themselves space. CSU Fullerton the same to say as well. The Guelph Griffins down below. They're going to play right into the center of Augusta here. Point blank. There will be nowhere for Cumberland to run as the Guelph Griffins are working with a catalyst. Hey, the wall gives them their opportunity here to survive against Augusta. That fight will break out in a second. Point blank behind the Newcastle wall here. Plum Toaster already looking towards the side. There it is. The fold elimination of the Catalyst Wall will allow the nade to try to get in there, but you've lost out on Zakaria. Even still, though, when Future Streams is alive, you have to pay your respects. Fletch around the back, a quick reload from behind the pillar, and it's a single tick of the spikes that finish the job. It's been good for Guelph, but it needs to be better. A teleport down below from the Ottawa Braves as we'll say goodbye to CSU Fullerton at the hands of Fisher on the outskirts. Now, Fisher v Bellevue. A fighting squad versus one of the best. Bellevue understand they don't have the driving success and have to play this one back for now. 7 squads remaining. What school is Western Outlaws? Western. SJSU Blue know that Outlaws are down below. They will finish the job against the likes of Guelph Griffins, who were a single team. 6 squads remaining. University of Texas. Texas over on the side. Fisher has been here all game long. Bellevue right alongside them. Western Outlaws will take to an absolute dive to give themselves space. Meanwhile, Bellevue are still up on height here with SJSU. The teleport immediately switches to the high ground here, and it is a teleport that will cost Fisher their lives. A trade doesn't come through on Bellevue, and it's a full thirst against Sloth. Fisher are down to 2. They get a soft reset as Texas will get eliminated on SJSU. Top 5's down. Fisher a duo. Bellevue up above. Ottawa still here. SJSU right behind on Lava Siphon. Texas on the low ground, sharing for space against Fisher. My apologies, SJSU were eliminated. It is Western instead. Fisher on the low ground. They're slowly inking into more of that Texas space. Meanwhile, Bellevue has a lot to deal with here. They have to clear both Western and Ottawa. They have barely cover to work with there. It's a big crack on the altar, but with pressure from Fisher on one side, Ottawa on the other, you need to get a response here. The only saving grace is the Watson walls for now. Texas Orange still down below, holding the very, very edge. That's going to allow them to survive, but Western Outlaws make this transition towards the eastern end that will allow them to have a good coverage on the likes of Texas here. 22 seconds ago, Fisher still down the center, and worst case, if all shit hits the fan, Battery and crew can commit to the low ground. Immediately off of that peak, Braves get damaged down. It is the same to be said. Nade for nade. No one comes out even on the exchange. It's a quick Bellevue heal. And, I mean, we're going to get an EMP from Western Outlaws. That will remove the fences, I believe. I don't know if Payne got them off. Yeah, you can see no fences on the other side. Meanwhile, Fisher, this is the first send of the low ground here. This could be Battery. This could be Texas. They're back to the Lifeline Ultimate, and you gotta pray the quick heals come through. Dom is holding on for dear life. It's a burn on of offense. A quick peek, and Bellevue University goes down to 2. Now Texas to be held on. Serial Cat is excellent with a knock on to Spicy Boy. He has to pull off a reset. Texas Orange with their own recovery as Ottawa up on high will eliminate the Western Outlaws. Ottawa is the only team up above to last here. Texas now getting choked out by Ottawa from this angle. Caden low, Spicy Boy worse. The wall slowly pushing them in here. Ottawa, it has to be absolutely critical. They have everything to lose here. They're the only 3-person squad left alive. Texas has still earned the ire, and with Waikai down, a single final shot will do them in here. Edge of zone in the leap. That's it. A 2v3 exchange, and from this kind of position, from inside the choke, you are but asking for your end. The Ottawa Braves dive. The Ottawa Braves push, and the reset doesn't come through, and it's an Ottawa Braves win for game 2. Woo! It is as good as it gets. The height of competition here. You have a complete turnaround on the scoreboard, by the way. The top 4 teams were eliminated early. Let's take a look. First things first, we always get our prediction because it comes fast. KSU Gold with 0 KP. Congratulations to those of you who took the under. Of course, we're going to look now at Ottawa. Ottawa started this with 9. Last game they had 1. Let's make it 8-point KP. Here we go. Ottawa. Over under 2 minutes on the board. We're still not in game. We're going to take some time to look at the drops here. Get your bets in. Get your bets in, all right? Congratulations to those of you who hit the under. Even still, by the way, even still, without the dub on their belt, Fisher Esports, the wipe onto Bellevue, the pressure onto Texas, and the eliminations all the way out on edge put them 28 points up off of that game. Ottawa Braves there, their dub is good, 21 points, and it's a return for teams like Bellevue with 12, Texas with 11, and the Guelph Griffins with 10. It is double digits there across the board. KP for KP for KP. The only other team to pick up some form of KP that looks a little good is SJSU Blue. The overall standings now put Fisher Esports barely jumping into the lead at 34 points here. Now, the chance for Fisher, Kennesaw, to jump in to match point going into the next game is possible. 26 points is very doable for Fisher. And hell, I'd even give a bone for 32 for Kennesaw Gold. In the end, though, Ottawa Braves with 22 and 17 for Bellevue, 16 for Southern Miss. We've got ourselves a match and a half. 40 seconds on the bet. There is 3K on the under. Is there not a damn person who wants to take their chances on the over? Is there not a single person who wants to give it a little bit of love to try and steal that money away? Even but 1 point would earn you $1 million. There we go. There's some bets. There we go. All right. Still, this is the thing. Good game for Fisher. 1 good game. 1 good game for Kennesaw. 1 good game for Ottawa. 1 good game for Bellevue. 1 good game for Southern Miss. 1 for TAMU. 1 for Kennesaw. 1 for Texas Orange. No one in this top 8 has had 2 good games in a row. There have been marginal ones. 6 points here. 5 points there. Right? The reality is, this game 3 is critical. This is where we will establish who is in the lead. And it's going to be solved on E-District. Take one good look at the scoreboard there. Some big failures, I will say, at least on the day. Cumberland struggling. Honestly, everyone I said who is struggling is struggling. The only team that seems to be really representing as a true dark horse on the day, a true dark horse, is Texas Orange. Shout out to Caden, Waikai, and Spicy Boy. They turned it around in that game, and I hope to see if they can continue to do so. Valkyrie will be banned. I'm going to run a 2-minute ad so we don't get any pre-rolls while we go over the drops. E-District is where we join into. And let's go in through them. Top down. Fisher Esports are in the lead. And like I said last time, they will start in Stadium with 26 points necessary on the board here for Fisher. Teams like Augusta, Texas Orange, UCSD Gold, Southeastern Blue, you have to be critical. You have to be utmost excellent here because Fisher will send you. Fisher know how close they are to success, and they will look for you out towards the east. If you are not rotating, if you are lollygagging, you will end up early. For teams like UCSD Gold, this is critical because they are at 19th place with 1 point right now. Teams like Southeastern are 17th with 4. Teams like Augusta are struggling with 5 at 14. Do not become Fisher Esports food outside of Stadium. Of course, as we look at our top 2, Kennesaw State Gold will represent towards City Hall. Ottawa Braves will represent here towards Street Market. Bellevue and Blossom, of course. Southern Miss, they're the only ones that are all the way towards the lowest. Okay, we'll do the trifecta. We'll do the Bermuda Triangle here. Kennesaw, 2nd place. Ottawa, 3rd. Bellevue, 4th right now. They've got a triangle here all around Neon Square. And if your name is CSU Fullerton Blue, a 13th place squad with 6 points, get the fuck out of here. Don't run into Ottawa. Don't run into Bellevue. Please, by all means, send it towards Kennesaw Gold or just run into eBank. Do not stick around. The minute you stick around, any one of these three teams will absolutely turn your butthole into a silent shitter. Of course, Southern Miss are up here towards the very north. 5th place overall. They've had one excellent game, or they've had two intermediary games. It's really their KP in the first game that is carrying them right now. Out towards the edge, Lotus is not a bad start. Could see them get down and dirty with it, depending on teams like the Western Outlaws and the Guelph Griffins in terms of their rotate. Tamu Maroon towards the northwestern side as we round out our top 6. We'll be in Resort playing the edge today. If you've got a favorite team, now's your chance. We are still 5 minutes to go. I believe we are getting a lobby reset on the code. I'm taking questions. Quick update on the wall. No more SJSU. The wall of survival is only Guelph, Utah, Texas, Western, Kennesaw, Southeastern, UCSD, and CSU Fullerton. I don't know why. Zeph, are you doing another player draft tourney in the spring? My plan, the more money I make on this stream, from every ad, from every subscription, I am going to directly invest back into you guys. Every single time I get an ounce of currency, I'm going to try. That's it for UCSD Gold. Every single time I get an ounce of currency from y'all, that is going to add to some future prize pool. Yes, I like to live. I like to pay my rent. I like to play for food. But the reality is, I like to play and pay for Apex Legends because y'all deserve it. So, yes, there will be a spring draft tournament. It's a hard as fuck thing to put together, but hopefully you guys have some inspiration from this last draft. Beyond that, when I look at these future tournaments, we're going to come up with some crafty, some fun ideas, something to get the inner machinations flowing here, hopefully month to month to month, to give you guys the best experience. All right, I'm talking a 3v3. By the way, I'll probably start this. This is a very small announcement, but after somewhere midweek next week, midweek, I will be announcing a 3v3 tournament. You can sign up. It'll just be a standard 3v3. All right. Our Saturday's draft game is going to be at different times for different groups. Yes. I'll tell you more information about the draft after match point. Not today. I will announce it in the Discord. How are teams made? For the 3v3 tournament, I honestly just want y'all to make the teams. I want to see the best of the best. I don't give a shit. No drafts. Fuck it. We already just went through a draft. I want to see the height of collegiate competition, and that means you put together your damn best available roster. It doesn't matter if you guys get a couple of subs from outside of collegiate. I don't really give a shit. I want to see it. But I'll tell you what. I want to see the peak of 3v3 exchanges. Anyways, of course, I'm going to jump back over to standings. We are still 5+ minutes away. Me, Mez, Zeph. You overestimate the quality of Zephyr in terms of competition. Plus, someone's got to cast it. Someone always got to cast it. All right. By the way, I'm just checking my tweet. Ban Group T. Vaw, Jasper's. Yeah, come up with your own. Jasper. Who the hell is Jasper? Who is Jasper? Woo. All right. Game is getting into. That means we officially have 5 minutes. 5 minutes till we jump in. Oh. Yeah, I guess we can jump over to Lewis Cam. It's been a minute. I apologize for the delay. Did I miss the pregame show? Kinda. I really just wanted to showcase my video. I had a dope video that I made, and so Did you guys see the intro video? Where the fuck is Jasper? Did you guys catch the hype intro video? Because only like 20 people or 30 people were here. Oh shit, are you posting it? Technically, I still have it. We could watch it again. It's already posted on Twitter. Yes, it was fire. There you go. T-Dops liked it. Oh, Lewis is just sleeping away there. He loves that lion. Panic Apex X Jasper. Yeah, we gotta get those two sucking it off. I want to find them in a stall in a small bathroom 6 miles west of Toledo. I want it to be a shock. You should tune into mainstream before Game 5. All right. Why not? It's been a while. I haven't watched in a second. Why is my stream, why is Twitch white? What the hell? All right, here you go. Before we get in the game, we might as well watch it.
Point final for stage 1 of season 4.
I'd agree. This is ideally how you want to start any match point series, is with a couple of teams handing off the lead. There are worlds where we see squads.
Boggs Fern.
And that's
Thank you
exciting
so
in a
much
different
for
way,
the dub.
because then you've
Or
got
the
teams that are on
the
match
follow.
point
The follow.
praying that they can close it out. Fisher Esports could
How do I
be our
turn it
first
up?
match point if they can continue what they were
How do I turn it up?
Game 2, because Game 2 was fantastic.
Why does my
from
Twitch
them.
look so
They got
weird?
19 kills in our second game.
Yeah, that's normal Twitch. Why does my Twitch look
In
so
the
weird?
lobby, Fisher Esports still sit 26 points shy.
What the
of
hell?
match point
What the hell is that?
eligibility.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Right behind. We race towards match point. And a quick reminder that even if somebody hits it early, we are playing a minimum of 5 games today. So even if somebody wins, we'll be sorting out the standings after that.
Yeah, so even
All right, I got bored. I'll tune in. I'll tune in before Game 5. If someone reminds me about it, I'll tune in before Game 5. All right, OY. No more delays. No more admin resets. No more restarts for any of the teams anymore. No more in-progress delays. Zephyr's got to maintain his ad revenue. I can tell you, I always look to my left, and when the game is roughly at round 1 close with 3 minutes to go, that means we're roughly getting it in. I'll make it a 30-minute delay, trust. Kuzer, I'd actually off myself. Actually, I should just send you the video. Play it before Game 5 yourself. Okay. Send me the video, and I'll play it before Game 5. Juxie is the best. Watch this game, cuh. Thank you, Panic. You're my dirty little slut, and you love to take it from Bellevue, and I understand why. There's nothing like a good Juxie. I wish I could cast like this on broadcast. Like, did you guys know I wanted my hot take on broadcast to be that we execute all the ALGS people? Like all the players. So I had that hot take segment where I drank the hot sauce, and I asked my producer, I said, man, can my hot take be we execute the 20th place team like every time so that we eventually get to like the best teams possible? They told me in New Orleans I could not say that. They always be holding Zephyr back. They never let Zephyr be Zephyr. Zephyr is always being held back every step of the way. They put shackles on this man. They put him in a cage. And that's okay. Zephyr, murder is illegal in NOLA. Just NOLA. Alright. E-District. We're jumping into it. Damn, no freedom of speech. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I refuse to answer for Texas. Dude, what could you possibly mean? All right. I'm downloading a video, and we'll see how it goes. All right. I don't know if anyone can hear that, but that don't really matter. We'll talk about it later. There are worse takes. That's what I mean. All right, here we go. No more Valkyrie. No more Caustic. Get the stinky stank out of here. Get the... there's no real, like, fun one for Valkyrie. The Vapid... No, that's not a good word. I always use that as fast, but it can mean something else. Valkyrie... I don't know. The shitty macro plays. As a result, what does that mean, though? For these teams, you're in a situation now where if you are playing the Valkyrie, you have to be careful, right? Because without the Valkyrie, Vindictive, that's a good word. I like the alliteration. Vindictive Valkyries come through very late into these fights, and they play into a position where they weren't going to earn it originally, and it's that late rotate that really sets them up. All right, I know we had a big break, but the big thing to watch here is Fisher Esports. I talked about it all pregame, and Serial Cat is already leaving Stadium for trying to suss out this early fight against Texas. A single G7 Scout is the best possible setup you could have found, and you're literally... I cannot iterate how quick you need to be against this. What's up, Alistair? Welcome in. We're about to see the Fisher full send. Couple PK exchanges. Texas Orange are quicker than I expected, though. All of their remaining members have just barely made it out towards the choke. Shout out to Caden, Ykai, and Spicy Boy. They took probably the pre-show. They took the drop spot discussion to heart. Now, I would say do not get stopped here. Do not stop in the face of Fisher. Do not establish any more positioning. Let it go. Let Dom 2 Cracked hear the jingle, jangle, jangle of a different team and move somewhere else, because you do not want to get caught out by even the inkling of your presence. The minute Fishers smell you in the water, they're like a goddamn shark. We'll jump on over the Minnesota State Mavericks, because it looks like they've got themselves a landing that has just come through from Ottawa there. Smalls won't hit that first knock, but there's the port plays coming right onto the same floor below. Last couple rotates from Ottawa, as you can hear them moving to try and set themselves up for the best peak of access. RJ is shot upon, and it tells you that you've got at least some sight lines from Minnesota. Gravity up on high, fence line to boot, but for Minnesota, Speed Demon is separated. You do not want to face that early pressure down. Presso, I know you're cheering on UIUC. Minnesota State Mavericks might establish themselves in a minute, but for now, Tamu Maroon looks to be in a fight better for themselves. The Western Outlaws, though, are quick with it, and just as it happens, they are out of the action into the building and away. Meanwhile, back to the Minnesota State Mavericks. Trade for trade leaves just Cloaked left alive. 3v1 exchanges here, and they will try to commit where they can. It looks like we've got a couple of extra fights taking place. UIUC facing early knocks down, and Cloaked is on the run. We'll jump over to the UC Irvine, who, while they've got some early knocks there, aren't going to get the full finishes. Dude Man might send this. No balls, they're going to send it. Oh my god, they did. All right, that's it for UCI Irvine. Now that server's full of cornballs. Well, it's cornballs that are already dead.
Well. Looks like we got an enemy.
Sit the F down, Ottawa. Schmalz is better. Hold on. Callum, hold on. Minnesota and Ottawa are still in this exchange. Ottawa just got their resets off, I think. I don't know. I don't think they did. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Still chasing out what might be the final member of Ottawa, what could be not the final member of Ottawa. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie here. Looks like it is going to be the Braves getting a port back to play, as it looks like City Hall will be the start of our game, or at least the finish. Aegis with a knock from afar. Nekosu will get that drop, and They are trying to rotate out of the exchange with Shmub, though, getting a knock in return from CSUF, and Bellevue getting a knock on a CSUF. We have got fight for fight. Rock, paper, scissors against all of these rosters, as exchanges from afar is a difference maker. Now, Bellevue in the heart of zone here aren't going to be able to capitalize on these teams all but the same. Quick ping for Botteriel on the location of KSU Black there, over to the side. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it ends up, as Bellevue are going to get the rotate to the outskirts. U of U never on screen. Observer, caster, bias. I have no idea what you're talking about. Honestly, there are 20 teams here, and Utah, I'll be honest with you, Utah ain't on screen because Utah is currently 15th with 5 points. If your team sucks dick, I'm not going to switch to them. Anyways, that was a change 5 minutes in a path, and a topical one. Utah will be in the presence, hard of zone, City Hall, right in there. There you go. There you go. If Utah manages to survive, maybe we will tune into them a little bit later on. There's your explanation. SJSU Blue able to get their reset after what was a couple of early knocks. And for the majority of these teams in City Hall, I don't expect them to be pressured back. Mez, chunk of damage there. And like I said, another team that is just in a hardy position for the end game. Couple of teams still on edge. UC Irvine Mavericks, Fisher, Southern Miss Southeastern, UCSD is Tamu Maroon, sending the Guelph, Cumberland, Ottawa Braves, who just got their reset off and could be a push for Minnesota here in a second. It does look like Minnesota are going to prioritize the exchanges. Tamu are pushing for Guelph on the upper north side. Nabber with a knock onto Zakaria. And I mean, I literally called it. Trying to get that switch there as it counts. There's the reset. There's the man. The likes of Future Streams. A single 27 shot, a crack and a half, a dive up above, and it makes Future Streams look like a future meme there. Tamu Maroon finished the job, but they are in the edge of zone here. Western Outlaws, Lock Sanity, horny for passion as can be, wants to get Diddy on them, but they do have to continue to prioritize their position in zone. They do have that altar port, though. UCSD also going to be gatekeeping this out, as we will tune in, probably with Fisher and Southern Miss here. Fisher trying to get the cross, and it's an immediate snipe back on to Thalys. Still, though, really nice height held here. Southern Miss, pressure down. Little nade up above will go awry as Fisher are separated. There's Dom to crack, leaping across, passive from the lifeline to get to the second floor. And Fisher are slowly trying to pincer on this. Don't leave. Don't leave the fight. All right, whatever. We'll leave the fight. I swear, if that bricks out, though. No, Southern Miss are already porting away. Okay, we got lucky. UCSD are going to be tracking that slow rotate in from Texas A&M Maroon. It's not the best situation, but you know what? It is a situation. There's USM, a drop onto Waikai, and for Texas Orange, they could be meeting their end in a second. Meanwhile, another knock onto Aegis here from Nkosu. This time around, SJSU is full health. Here comes Bellevue to try and see if they can punish the exchanges here. They do track the rotations on the outskirt, but they're really just barely setting themselves up in the building. A couple of port plays down. Shmub with a bit of damage. Meanwhile, trade for trade on the very edge of zone. Shmub is pinned on the other side and will smoke for coverage here. Bellevue are forced towards the outside again to play for reset. Meanwhile, Fisher back rotating the late rotate from USM. They just never give up on this roster. Southeastern with a double knock here against Kennesaw State Gold. And for Fisher Esports, they're going to get a couple of those full thirsts there. KSU Gold down to one remaining member. Fisher Esport now fighting in their own way. That'll be it for Viz. Low health found on the other side for Mank with just a one left standing for the USM roster here. Couple shield swaps down, and I mean, they're already out up towards the Lotus for safety. Meanwhile, Bellevue University, that full thirst onto Narwhal Boy. Utah down to 2. You can hear them trying to run this one away out below. Couple exchanges there as the Mavericks will be pinned by Ottawa from behind. Mavericks don't beat Ottawa, guys. I'm sorry to say it. Couple full thirsts there, and that'll be it. UC with a quick wipe, and Utah are down to 1. Alright, here we go. Fisher Esports up above. Utah, one remaining member. Kennesaw State Gold, all but the same. Now, they don't have the banners, but Rect Emporium does. Utah doesn't have the advantage of taking at least that information. Here we go. Fisher trying to set themselves up with an early wipe again now. UCSD Habaneros, the first wiped out for UCSD, and the rest of the roster likely to follow suit here. Behind the mobile shield, you've got nowhere to run, and he turns it the wrong direction. Punk Yuffie already down, and with one final member for UCSD stuck on the other side. It is a quick Fisher wipe for Serial Cat here. Tamu Maroon, though, on the other side. Tamu Maroon with a knock onto Sloth. Serial Cat and Dom 2 Cracked are still in it as Pear pushes for pressure here. Able to take the teleport back for safety. Fisher are able to get all 3 members back alive, and Tamu Maroon are going to slow their pace down. Falcon Welk, War, Bogfern, thank you for the follows. I turned off notification because today is a special day. Even still, 16 squads remaining. Southern Miss is getting a reset on the edge of zone, but we're going to City Hall further. Teams like University of Utah have just barely gotten that reset in Resort here. The question is if they have the health to spare to get this reset further. Remember, the minute they enter zone, teams like CSUF Fullerton and maybe Western Outlaws are looking for you. Cumberland, rough starts all day long, 12th currently, and now looking for more. Couple of beams up above, and Zach W. Keys looking for a teleport up to height to make the exchange. Leaps back on over to Sykin here. Couple knocks already secured on the other side. The Rolling Thunder will slow the progression of this fight. Meanwhile, UC Irvine, I wouldn't say the benefactors, but definitely the receivers of Cumberland's aggression. Couple of nades extended, and Cumberland have 50 seconds to make a decision for where they want to go. Bellevue are taking knocks on the other side. Texas Orange still alive out towards the east. A massive choke to be held here. Cumberland, Texas Orange, Southern Miss, UC Irvine, all out there towards the east with not a setup yet. Meanwhile, I don't know how it happened, but KSU Gold are still healthy. Now, pushing into a recovery of their building, Aegis will lead. Asheila's down below, and Wrecked Emporium is looking for a response on the height to find at least one knockdown. Gotta break at least one of those walls as they'll play for the outside. It's a big crack on the altar, and this could be what they need. Out through the corner, looking at the door. KSU Gold are slowly absorbing space here. This could be a deciding endgame fight as Southern Miss are choked out by Fisher and Cumberland on the edge of zone. Meanwhile, Fisher are pressuring Bellevue, give themselves their corner to work with, but they are still stuck in a corner here against KSU Gold. Meanwhile, Fisher Esports chasing Texas Orange now, an exchange of their own. Members to fall, Caden down, a couple of responses from SJSU, and it's a full wipe as they try to run away. Augusta Esports survived for another day. Meanwhile, Bellevue back to the corner that B. Try to trade up to height, and just as quickly take trade for trade, but it's a Viking Cap snipe on Wrecked Emporium on the outside. We don't know if Bellevue know that, but it's enough to push Kennesaw State Gold away. They might have heard it. If they haven't, Bellevue need to get themselves a response. Now, Ottawa Braves on the outside. They have just smelled the rotate. That is University of Utah there on the very, very edge of zone. Kennesaw are pushed outside, and Fisher are full thirsting them on the edge. A couple of long-range snipes will send misplays to his grave, and with one remaining member, Kennesaw State Gold have to try and thrive. She's going to extend out there for a couple of looting and as well as go look for that full thirst. Fisher are alongside them here. They have to pay their respects up above. Jukesy pressured back, and it's not the likes of Fisher. It's actually UC Irvine. Fisher on the other side of this equation. As a result, you can see there, UC Irvine, a little bit of damage back, but not really any pressure on any one of these two rosters. They'll play for height, but they still got to rotate into zone. Kennesaw Black, SJSU, Augusta, Utah, and Ottawa, technically all in it for now. Everyone else still trying to find their way to put this forward. Teams like Fisher have moved towards the bridge, and they could rotate all the way across into Kennesaw State Black. They're still trying to hold out teams like CSUF and Tamu Maroon while we wait here. Meanwhile, Bellevue fighting their way in, already running into SJSU Blue, who are holding on for dear life. A couple of shots you can hear from the other side of the wall. As there we go. Tamu Maroon now in a fight of their own. V Fisher. It's a knock on the pair. Zoc on the Swifty. With Nabber trying to run this one away. It is an easy wipe here. Potentially underway. I mean, all they have to do is go up above. There you go. All right, Sloth wipes Tamu. Bellevue wipes SJSU. Meanwhile, CSUF Fullerton, they're trying to fight just as quickly in here. They've got themselves turned, primed, and ready, though. Fisher Esports to punish what lies down below here. Guys, it has been Fisher nonstop. CSUF, the minute they step forward here, it is just Crimson Monk with nothing to work with. Fisher, couple quick port plays back up on the height, and they're going to let Zone do their bidding here. They want to make sure they prioritize this rotate into the bridge ahead. Fullerton down to 1. Western Outlaws now holding the building on the side. There's the rotate, and Dom 2 Cracked is the one to pick it up. Meanwhile, Augusta, Kennesaw, and now Bellevue up above here. Kennesaw did get a slight reset onto Aegis and misplays. But Bellevue are on the other side of the equation here. They're going to rotate this one back to try and mirror this out against Southeastern. There's a chunk of damage onto Jenkins. And what could be a full push ahead here. Remember, Southeastern do not have the coverage towards that side of Bellevue. Meanwhile, double knocks down Utah from both sides of Bellevue, as well as Southeastern. Western Outlaws holding for space as Fisher will push into building. They will clear this, and they will get the southern side to themselves. Sloth is low. Onto the inside. Serial Cat will get them pressure to work with. But from up above, we are trading trade for trade. Serial Cat going to be expended there as the Lifeline ultimate comes through. A quick reset, and with one remaining member from Western, you're just begging that they survive. Instead, it's a full 3-piece wipeout for Fisher. But Utah comes in for the third party. The University of Utah. Perfect timing. Dom's got nowhere to go. Blowed out in the back. Utah now with 2 major kills against the likes here. That's going to be it for Kennesaw Black, as Utah just needs one more to send Fisher out. Up on the height. And I can only assume Sloth and Serial Cat are begging for their life. Meanwhile, Bellevue step up. They're covering all angles at once. A couple of wipes against Southeastern. A couple of wipes against Augusta. 8 squads remaining. Irvine, Augusta. There's the rotate there from Augusta. And with that leap into the open, Kennesaw State Gold will defend themselves of 2. Bellevue now up above. Kennesaw. Oh, man. Utah Bear, I didn't even get to talk about it. Utah just doesn't survive. They don't survive the trade. Fisher are no better themselves here as Southeastern get their own resets. Even still, a Mad Maggie will blast them back as they dive to the low ground here. Fisher Esports finally finished off. As Southeastern have to play this slow and tight to get these resets. But here comes Ottawa looking for the swing, looking for the third party. RJ with an Arc Star. Now from up above, I don't even know if they realize what is about to hit them here. Couple of damage down. Ottawa hasn't peaked it. It is just RJ. They will back up for now as Psycho gets a knock onto Bellevue. I don't even know where Psycho came from. UC Irvine from Contenders League is still in the lobby. This is the best game UCI have had thus far. Kennesaw State Gold. They're stuck in that building. Finally, a knock onto Southeastern. Ottawa will not extend further than this. Bellevue, once again, a re-knock from Psycho on the outside. This is the only thing preventing them from pushing forward here. A big smoke missed out on by what I can only assume is the pylon. Bellevue have bad space. It's UC Irvine and Ottawa that have the much better space to work with in their final moments here. UC Irvine could look for the push. They're going to watch this rotate out, but they need to respect Ottawa. It's a good turn from Dude Man. Can the Division 2 team do it? Can they win Contenders? Kennesaw eliminated by Bellevue. Southeastern will step up on the edge of zone, but they are pressured back by Ottawa. Bellevue with the knock. Ottawa with the knock. One last remaining member of Southeastern will port for safety, but in the end, their journey is probably on its way out. Neither or any of these teams have won it. 3 squads left alive. Bellevue on the other side of the truck and the fence. Ottawa stuck in the corner. And UC Irvine on the very edge of zone. One bad peak for any one of these rosters could balloon into a domino effect. UC Irvine, though, it's a perfect incendiary. They barely dodge out as the rolling thunder comes through. Juxie commits to just behind the truck as well as Lefter will be knocked. They're fighting for as slow as they can. Ottawa have not gotten in as well, but they are just alongside UC Irvine. Both of these teams fighting right alongside each other. The Sheilas are available, and Bellevue's the only team to play the outside fence line. It's a perfect punishment written in stone here. Bellevue, 3 members left alive. UCI, another knockdown. A final member from behind the shield as they will be wiped out. Ottawa v. Velva, a 3v3 exchange. Fence for fence as the Sheila from Reap comes through. The shield is cracked though. A reset on the wall, and the burned flesh from Ottawa is a singe. Juxie will go down. A trade to make it 2 for 2. Bellevue, they'll step up for play as that's it for Muffins. It's up to Vattery from behind the knockdown shield to make this one count. A 1v1 exchange, a swing from behind, and Bellevue, the winners of Game 3! Vattery! It's always Vattery! It's only ever been Vattery! He is him! He's the #1 player in Collegiate for a reason, Koryu. God bless! Ah! Hey, I hate you, MJ. Thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. All right. Let us take a look at the scoreboard because that is the best Bellevue game we've ever seen. Of course, predictions are always the very first thing we do. We're already in game, so I gotta move fast here. I wasted too much time being a pussy. All right, over, under, Ottawa, 8 KP. They just barely miss out on it. Congratulations to the under. Our prediction, let's get it in. Bellevue University with 16, 8 and 5. Let's put it at 8.5 for Bellevue because that seems appropriate. Can they continue? Over, under with 2 minutes to go. The overall standing, by the way, that game alone, 28 points there, a 23 from Fisher, 20 KP is belligerent. It is insane. It is disgusting. 8 for the Ottawa Braves, 4 for UC Irvine, Southeastern Blue with 5. No one else can even absorb anything. Shout out to Tamu Maroon. Okay. We take a look at the scoreboard, and Slasher's complaints go goddamn fucking nowhere because no one hits match point in 3 games. Fisher at 57 points. They have yet to win a game, and they're still not there. A return for Bellevue puts them 15 points away from our 60-point match point. And for the Ottawa Braves, 39. They need 21. Kennesaw State Gold, 33. Tamu Maroon, Southern Miss, Kennesaw State Black. They are 40-plus points away. They will need to use this game to catch up. This is the best chance. Where is the OI video? The OI video is before game 5 because that will be potentially the last game. All right. 57 points for Fisher. They need 3 this game, and I guarantee it, they will hit it. There's only ever the chance that Fisher will hit it. 3 points for Fisher is like giving candy to a child. It happens. All right. Bellevue with 15, though, is a question mark. Their first 2 games were sub 15, 12 and 5. It is only that 28-point game that thrusts them into second place right now. Ottawa Braves there themselves need 21. They have done it today thus far. They did win a game to do it, but I will say their second place finish there at the end. God, could you guys imagine a random, if they had won that game, that could be critical here. Kennesaw hilariously have hit a 27-point game. I can't believe I'm saying this. Kennesaw Gold have actually hit a 27-point game, so it is possible. All right. Texas Orange and Utah join the list of fallers. Southeastern as well. It's just CSUF, Guelph, and apparently Kennesaw. I don't know what that means. All right. Here we go. I want a game 7. I want a game 8. I want a game 9. I want a goddamn game 10. Make it happen. Come through, or else your dreams are memes. I'm going to get a little, oh no, we're already in game. All right. We're jumping right into it. Illini Orange, a trade for trade against Augusta, and we're back into the action. You guys understand the stakes as well as I do now. Now we just got to watch it all play out here. Illini Orange for the push. Now it looks like Augusta 424 and crew are already far and out away here. Remember, we're going to have to settle this on Storm Point, folks. This is the last game of E-District. After this, we go to Storm Point, so make this one count. Because those E-District drops are absolutely fucking critical here today. A couple of deep burns there from Fisher Esports as they got themselves what could be the necessary 3 KP they need. If they win this fight, they are on match point. Spicy Boy, Waikai healing for their own, and it never is more important to win this one out. A quick pump onto Dom to crack, but you still have Serial Cat and Sloth, the best of the best. A peek from Caden goes awry, and it is official. Fisher Esports will be on match point on game 5. They will be eligible for the dub. The only question is, can they do it? Fisher Esport is one of the least winning teams in all of Octane. As good as they are, they only win once in a blue moon. That is the biggest quandary we have today regarding the quality of their gameplay. They're incredibly good at fighting, but as we saw in that last game, they just get too aggressive here. They did win yesterday in semifinals. I will say, there was a win in semifinals. So it's not impossible for the Fisher roster to come through here. Augusta Esports still on the escape as Minnesota will continue to rotate. We're getting a little bit of deja vu with this zone. Already back up to height here. And Bellevue are to represent once again. Could it be a double dub back-to-back? For Bellevue, this is basically an incredible piece of luck out ahead of them here. Remember, for Bellevue University, this is pretty much as good as it gets to get those 15-ish points that they need right now. All right. Tamu Maroon, a push of their own on the bridge, and while a scan comes back their way, I'd be scared to invest in this. They don't know Bellevue's nearby, but even pushing into Kennesaw can be a risk and a half here. They played that building specifically last time around, and they died. Kennesaw Gold is a lot better at holding zone positions. Meanwhile, Bellevue University, they say goodbye to CSU at Fullerton. They're in 17th place right now, and to be honest with you, who gives a shit about this roster? They are completely fucking trash this season. All right. Illini Orange, a push of their own. We'll see how they'll send themselves forward here. Fisher Esports, they've already made it to match point. This game does not matter anymore for them. They are already basically done. They could die now. They could die in a second. They could die. Dom 2 crack could get slammed. It does not matter. They are done. Even still, though, Fisher will chase every point they can get. Sumo, a really dumb black hole in my opinion. It doesn't really balloon into just about anything here. And as a result, Dom and the rest of the Fisher crew are able to get themselves reset back up. Sloth and Serial Cat, the kitties, are on the prowl. Out to threaten here. Dom 2 crack trying to snipe this one out as a conduit. Ultimate from Illini. It's going to zone them. Sloth tries to commit there and will get taken back just as much. And so they're once again back to healing. Remember, there is no lifeline reset here. And yes, those conduit shields can be good. A couple of nades extended as Soma takes back up the height. They will rush across here. And that might be a split that could do them in. Down to the low ground. A peek up above. Soma with a Mozambique double. There, Fleshbound. Fisher commits to the low ground. Parks a drop. A wipe on Zumo, and Soma with a final drop below will get at least one, but it is instantaneous when it comes to a Fisher elimination. Nobody is nearby. No one is going to punish him. It will be a simple GG at that. All right. Ottawa Braves here themselves. They had such a close game last time, and hey, look, it's Slasher. That's the guy who thought this was going to end in 4 games. Well, definitely not the hands at Cumberland. Either way, Syken and Slasher, they're done and dusted. Zach W. Keys will be running for now. Don't know where they may end up. Meanwhile, Bellevue, I mean, they're going to play. They did not have any failures on this association. They came in from this building last time around. It works. Tamu Maroon, you got the power amp on Nabber there to give him his health back, but USM's a struggle at that. Western Outlaws was pushed out of the equation. It looks like the same with Cumberland. They're oh so close to each other, but will continue to survive on the very, very edge of zone. Watch out for Ottawa. Watch out for Kennesaw. Could always find you. Even still, USM, they're itching to take this fight against Texas A&M Maroon. Both of these rosters at 19 and 18 points respectively. The KP would be critical here. It'd be an absolute massive success. Why is it the effing same zone? I don't know, man. You know, that's the peak. That's peak Apex for you. Cumberland University will join our teams eliminated on 17th. Meanwhile, SJSU Blue. You see a beam like that, it's got to be Juxi. It's got to be Juxi. I mean, there's literally no question. Shmubby down, Nkosu to follow suit with Vatari on the prowl. Now the rest of Bellevue looking for just the final member of SJSU. One final escape all the way to the edge there, and Bellevue just barely wants to commit and finish the job here. For some reason, City Hall is their playground. There isn't a single damn person here to stop Vatari on this rotate, and that is absolutely criminal. SJSU will be sniped out from Juxi there, and Bellevue continue to defend the eastern side of City Hall alone. Sloth with a knock on a UCSD, and it looks like Fisher gets a double onto Yuffie. One final remaining member out for the run, and we basically miss all of it because it's just too fast. It's just too fast. Habaneros is going to continue to try to play this one forward with the follow through from Serial Cat off of the port play down, but might be already out and away. But those pitter-pats of the tippy-taps tell me that he is not too far to behold here. Right around the back and down to the low ground. Meanwhile, USM with a knock on the Nabber. Tamu could be meeting their maker. That'll be the full thirst against Tamu, and what could be the full send from USM here in a second. It's a beautiful nade from up above. They'll peek around the side there. Cracks on both ends. A peek and a knock on a Swifty, and Pear has never been the one to hold this out. USM 3KP puts them above 20 and sends Tamu back to the drawing board for the likes of Storm Point. 13 squads remaining, and our rosters continue to fall. Here we go. The Guelph Griffins continue to push this out. Oh, well, I mean, that's barely a push. That's just Future Streams arriving to what he ultimately always finds: damage. Sheila out and ready from Zakaria, and it will find a wall. Plum Toaster's just as quickly pressured back, and this is the reason why. I'm not lying to you. This is the reason why we see this roster struggle. We should be pushing in on top of Future Streams, and you're lucky he finds a double knockdown. He'll rotate back out of this equation for some reason to get a heal off, and the Guelph Griffins, all right. Meanwhile, Fisher Esports, Augusta from behind, 360 swivel. Predator can be, but also nowhere better than that. Meanwhile, Minnesota State Mavericks trying to see if they can third party the exchange here. Peeking through the doors, though. They've already got Fisher right alongside them. The ports are ready as immediately the walls are broken down here. Fisher looking for their next target. They may not have finished Augusta, but now a good Sparrow ultimate will push them back. Even still, that Sparrow ultimate is only a tick or two away from a Fisher commit here. Nade on nade on nade. A crack and a spam. A drill up above. Dom from the other side. That's it for Gravity. A nade will slam Fisher back, but it is still a numbers advantage. Dom on the other end, and you have to wonder if there's a third party available. Schmalz is but one hit, and it takes us down to our 12 remaining. University of Utah is not far away here, but I'll tell you what, Fisher did not come to screw around. Already with Mobius down, you are down to 2 remaining members on Utah. Mez and Narwhal boys, again, going to have to play the outside here to search for resets against the like of these more aggro teams. Ottawa, far edge, Western Outlaws trying to get recovery. UCI Irvine playing the very furthest cusp of zone. Southeastern down to 1. Augusta got their resets off. And everyone else, teams like Bellevue, teams like Kennesaw State Gold, Kennesaw State Black, they are in a prime position for zone here. Southern Miss is a bit far to the northwest, but they could probably get into a rotate. Fisher is dead ass in a flow state? No. Fisher is just taking decided 3v3s that no one's coming in to really punish. I mean, tell me, how many times have we seen Fisher, other than that first fight between Fisher and Bellevue in game 1, every single time we see these teams fighting, it's like at the very end of the game where finally they don't have a choice. They have to be next to someone. Most of the exchanges they take are just kind of alone. And the fact is, you could just get a little bit closer and you would punish them. For Bellevue University, they'll turn their attention to Kennesaw State Gold there. A quick thirst on the tactical against the Sparrow for no information as they'll break on through the Sparrow. Now, as a result, a couple of nades up above. Gonna try to dodge those out and commit to the low ground. Zvatary gets out of dodge here. Western Outlaws, a single rat found by UC Irvine, who is once again finding their way into zone. It's not Kennesaw, it's the Guelph Griffins here. Stuck on the interior of their building. Bellevue's gonna find out that the only issue, especially seeing a Revenant, is future streams there. Muffins is holding the edge, and with the zone crushing here, the Guelph Griffins are one bad peek away from the exchange. Kennesaw Gold is going to try to overextend there to get the job done and maybe pressure Bellevue back. You can already see Kennesaw's shots from behind. Wrecked Emporium takes Jukesy down. Now with just Vatary and Muffins left to stand on the edge. Aegis with another knock. Muffins from the other side as Plum Toaster gets the shot. Future streams will fall quickly in suit. And now it could be another knock here. Shout out to Mez. Gets a response on the Dom 2 crack in a 2v1 situation against Serial Cack and Slothulas, though. I don't think Mez will come out on top. That's it for Bellevue. Utah will be sniped out from the Braves, and we're down to our 9 squads remaining. Kennesaw in the heart of zone, Braves alongside them, Fisher to go. Kennesaw Gold will leave alone the likes of the Guelph Griffins. They're going to be able to get their resets off. Southern Miss have a northern section zone, but teams like Southeastern, Augusta, they have a much further rotate to get themselves set up here. It's a tough spot to be. Kennesaw Gold up to the bridge. Height advantage. They've got scans and a half to work with here. There's the early peak, and we saw Aegis' Nemesis come in clutch here to get these knocks at the very beginning of game. There we go. Crack on the lifeline, and it lets us know that it is Fisher. Fisher are the only lifeline in this lobby. Thankfully for them, they give themselves a sense of safety there on the edge of that building, but they have to make a choice. It's either into Ottawa or into Kennesaw State Gold. You have to pick someone. Augusta, UC Irvine, and the likes of Southeastern. Nowhere knows where to go. They all have to make such a lion's leap here to get into zone. Southeastern keeping it quiet. The Buffaloes on the prowl. 360 runs into it, and that's the best fragger from Augusta down. There from behind the shield. A commit to the low ground will send 4-2-4 packing, and with just one remaining member, Southeastern are low, but it's got to be a miracle. The Sparrow ultimate was good, but there's no damage in return. But the zone is critical. Jake is going to try to stick the revive, but it comes back to bite him. It's just Vortex now on his one against Augusta, but it is a single tick of that zone that gets the job done. I don't know if UC Irvine survived, but I can't imagine they look much better. Yeah, down to a single remaining member. Southeastern to teleport. Kennesaw do not want to give up this height, but I guarantee you it'll be a Southeastern UI furnish. Plum Toaster and future streams versus the USM former champion squad. Dallas is to commit, but the zone to pressure back. Fleshbound on one as they'll go down below. A quick tracking will get Plum Toaster eliminated, and Southern Miss have just but one final choke here against the likes of Future Streams. I don't know if he's inside there. The tick says otherwise. Future Streams potentially ratting this one out here. Southeastern found by Limbox. Future Streams found his one. You say Irvine, the last team left. Fisher Esports in a 1v1 exchange against Misplays. Fisher will be eliminated at the hands of Misplays. Now resetting against the world. Who could be our winners here? Kennesaw have won a game. Can they do it again? Remember, Kennesaw need 27 points to get on match point. Ottawa need 21. Both of them have the opportunity. Both of them have the shots necessary. 5 squats remaining. Ottawa are in center zone. A Kraber shot will be aimed. A Kraber shot will be hit. A Kraber shot will be flamed. RJ, massive damage down as the boards come through to play for safety there. No one is punishing this damage, but you know what? Resources are resources here. Hey, congratulations. We just hit 1,700 followers. Thank you guys. Thank you so much this season. And it's a heading from RJ. This is down. USM are going to play for reset, but with 45 seconds to go, they do not have time to get themselves back up to health. Ottawa Braves are still on high, but they are split here. Attention on this rotate, and there is KSU Gold. They managed to make it down below. Reap is trying to finish the job. Cloaked with a knock on the Misplays. Kennesaw maybe get these revives, maybe no. They do not. Misplays is full thirsted by Cloaked. Ottawa are now in the prime position to win this game. A rotate from the drop on the other side as Aegis will be eliminated. It just leaves Wrecked Emporium, the last standing below Ottawa, and they are clean with it. RJ and Cloaked are low, but they are utmost impeccable. Kennesaw Black, the JV roster still in it. Lefter has survived for UCI here. Southern Miss, they're searching for their first dub of the day. The same with KSU Black. Lefter will be full thirsted out from Dallas, and KSU Black, they've got nowhere to go. Mankey, on quick peak over height here. Dallas, this is an overkit. This is an overcommit. You've just given Utah. You've just given Ottawa the win. Southern Miss, they're going to hang on for dear life. It's a leap over height to send KSU Black packing, but with Ottawa full health, Cloaked already far and away there. They need to win that one. It's a peek from behind. Cloaked with a knock, and a Braves dub to finish there. It's our first double dub of the day. Ottawa Braves in game 4. All right. We're going to jump into the live. We're going to jump in here. Before we do the scoreboard, OY wants to present an announcement video. So, let me crack this bad boy open. Here we go. Here we go. The official announcement prior to Game 5.
UCF Knights have fallen. It's either going to be Bellevue or it's going to be Ottawa. And Bellevue says it is going to be us. The PK shots come out and they walk away on match point as your champions.
But they do need to reset. You're absolutely right. Otherwise, UCSC can close it out. One for Fishy traded by Lefter. UCSC chopped at the advantage, though, and they'll hold it the whole time. Should be able to get this finished, but they can't quite find the other members. And Toast Grill goes down. Swivel able to lock it in eventually as Chop goes down in second. But look who it is, the team who needed it the most.
All right. As you guys have heard, Stage 2 is officially ready and underway. Get your registrations in for Octane Stage 2. It'll be starting in late January. I'll tell you what, massive prize pool on the board. I'm most excited for the promotion and relegation. Every single week of Premier League slash contenders, teams are getting flip-flopped. All right? So, I don't know if it's contenders. I think it's just Premier League. Either way, teams are getting flip-flopped every single week. The stakes are there in every single match day. Double elimination. Honestly, this first split, has been amazing. Zephyr really loves relegating people. I fucking love eliminating the bottom 10. All right. Predictions. I asked y'all before we got into that game. Over under Bellevue 8.5. A quick refresh lets us know that Bellevue University only got 6. There you go. There's your under. As a result, Ottawa Braves with 24. Oh my gosh, it's so close there. 19 for Fisher with their 16 KP, 17 for Southern Miss. Who cares? We have 2 teams on match point. This is the best prediction yet. Here we go. Do we end it here? Fisher, Ottawa, Game 6. You guys got about 5 minutes to get your bets in. Will it be a Fisher dub? Will it be an Ottawa dub? They've had 2 already in a second place finish. Or it could be Bellevue catching up. Kennesaw right on their haunches. Southern Miss with their second place finish now. Only 25 points to go. Guelph, Tamu, etc. Don't forget to play the video I sent. You just missed it. We already looked at it. Replay, not a chance. I'm going to get 1 2-minute advert in here while we take a look at the drops. Of course, we are going to finish this potentially on Storm Point. For our lobby leaders, Fisher is in launch pad. All right. They're all the way over towards the very, very edge here. And Ottawa is at least a little bit more aggressively in the heart there, lightning rod. Observer, Fisher, Ottawa. Never mistake a catch on them. All right. Everyone else, let's talk about teams on the recovery hunt. Bellevue with 8 points to go here. We're in a situation from Down Beast are very ready and willing, ready and applicable to jump to that 60-point match point. Kennesaw Gold, Cedo Station is a damn good place to start, a damn good place to be. Meanwhile, Southern Mississippi, 35. They need 25 for themselves. 25 points from Barometer. Only the win will do. And I mean, I'll bring up Kennesaw Black. 35 points has yet to happen today, and Kennesaw does not get a lot of KP, but they are still chasing. Kennesaw will be starting their game in Coastal Camp. This is as nasty as it gets, folks. This could be the very final game on the board here. It could be Fisher. It could be Ottawa. 2 dubs on the day thus far. Maybe potentially poised to do it again. But here's the thing. Bellevue's a winner. Kennesaw Gold's a winner. Southern Miss is itching for a win. Kennesaw State Black can always represent for their sister squad. You've got teams like Guelph, Tamu, Southeastern, UC Irvine, you saw multiple times in that final finish, and so many other teams coming from Premier League that always have a chance. If you're a competitor and you're listening, lock the fuck in. Lock in and get the job done here. 2 minutes on the prediction. Do we end it here? Right now, the majority think we're going to Game 6. Uber Eats Loot, thank you for the follow. You are officially my 1,701st follower. Legend Band will be the rampart. Point defense is still decent. It's not as strong on Storm Point. All right. But you still have the Watson, right? You still have the Catalyst. And Newcastle, still pressure. Things like the Mad Maggie, though, the Sparrow, that zone control, that high damage behind you, that's gonna be big. All right, let's jump on in. Now, let's jump on to the Lewis Cam while we wait. Lewis Cam on the board. One final Lewis Cam before we jump into the final game of the day. All right. Yeah, little Lewis checkup. Lewis is up. He's a slippy guy. Did I miss the video? The video just announced Stage 2 of Octane. We're going to Stage 2. It'll start in January. Register. All right. Big moment. Big moment. Wow. Interesting. The title manager position for NECC Apex is open. Do you guys think I should go manage NECC Apex? I don't really want to. Anyways, is Lewis paying rent yet? With kisses. Little kisses. Look at him there. Oh, he loves playing with that little sock. He thinks it's so fun. Let us jump into what will be potentially the final day. What if we force you to? How would I stream? How do you feel about the idea of having a job? Shit, man. Doesn't pay that well. ALGS, Zephyr for Pro League. Let's get Zephyr back on Pro League, guys. Texas wins this game. All right. Clear my throat there a couple of times. All right. I can't wait to watch you cast Sapporo while I'm at home. I'm not going to Sapporo. I was not invited to Sapporo.
There's a charming spot.
The Guelph Griffins will start out oh so quickly here against Illini, finding Zumo with his pants down. Soma and Parks that could only be so far away for our trident-loving Guelph Griffins roster. Point blank and already spotting out the remnants of the Illini squad. I mean, they barely have to chase this out. You are literally getting run and gunned on your separation. This is what the Guelph Griffins do. Every single time the game starts here, they hunt you down on their trident play from B. As a result, Illini right through the choke. One final Mozam. I mean, we're kind of missing shots. But there you go. If you're an OU fan, you're literally shitting your britches right now. It's as good as it gets, I suppose. Ottawa Braves, mind you, a trident of their own, but maybe not so aggressive comparatively to the likes of the Guelph Griffins here. RJ, quote, read. Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about? Let me pull up my standings chart, my drops chart. Oklahoma probably calibrating right now. Yeah, probably. Well, zone finish will take us to barometer. So what I talked about regarding Southern Miss is even more true. And shout out to Kennesaw Black, the only other team to make it to that POI super quickly. Mind you, Kennesaw Black starts in Coastal Camp there. So UCSD going to be back rotating through edge of the edge. Fisher Esports, one of our match point eligible teams right now. They are going to stick with the edge. It has been edge all day. It has been edge all play. It has been edge as long as we have ever known Fisher Esports here. I don't think it's going to change. They'll take their time towards Prowlers. I guarantee you, you will see them in a barometer, but we'll have to see how they set themselves up. Mind you, Ottawa, I forgot to say, we're match point eligible. They are also edge. We are legally obligated to play this game as such. We are trying to spend as little time as possible in the lobby as I'm taking a final while playing. There's no way, Parksa. There is absolutely no way. Fisher's winning that game. I bet all my channel points on them. That's a 5% bet right there. Those odds are high. All right. University of Utah. We've gotten flack for not showing them, but I get flack for watching them fuck up. Meanwhile, Bellevue University, we're looking low-key for a Bellevue dub, and with that plum toaster drop is a start. Meanwhile, Zakaria with a knock of their own. Future Streams of their own response. Thirst for Thirst. Future Streams with a quick reset there. A Thirst on the other side, and it's Future versus Jukesy. The height of Ranked versus a height of Pro League. It's already an initial crack. A teleport away, and he could already try to stick this out. A port play on the other side as the Gloaf Griffins here are able to get themselves potentially reset back up. But Zakaria is sniped from afar. Meanwhile, it's a full rotate from Southeastern Blue. I don't know if they finish Bellevue. I don't know if they finish Guelph. But they are hunting. There's the snipe on to the final remaining member, and that will be it for the Guelph Griffins.
Got an upgrade.
If you're Parksa, that's got to feel pretty fucking bad. The team that eliminated you just got shit on like hyper instantly. All right, Texas A&M Maroons. Swifty is on the Catalyst. It's one of the few controller legends left alive. Meanwhile, Southeastern Blue are chasing potentially the height of Apex talent here. They won Premier Match Point Finals. They won the likes of the Proton Finals. Going out early here would be critical. Vortec is on the chase. On an Ash, you've got all the extra dashes to work with. They've got Bellevue in their sights now. Jenkid on the other side. Behind and around the choke. A quick wrap through the port play on the zip line. The Sentinel will miss, but the final shot will do Jukesy in. There will be no Bellevue dub this game. Ottawa, Fisher still alive. 2 out of 17. Southern Miss is holding height of barometer. It's an excellent place. Meanwhile, Fisher, they're in Stormcatcher. I cannot make this shit up. The rest of the lobby is in the heart of zone, and Fisher is in Stormcatcher. Hell, Ottawa Braves, they're a little bit better. They're tridenting in. But they are also still not in zone yet. UC Irvine, they'll be holding out where they see fit. A port play from Texas. The University of Texas will try and get them into space. They do start this game out in North Pad. UC Irvine, they are all the way in Zeus Station. Both of these teams a far northern rotate. Texas Orange will take their time. Braves towards the west. Fisher towards the east. These rosters will not run into each other this game. So if you're praying for a wipe, a Fisher aggro, an Ottawa pick, it will not be happening. All right. Fisher's still taking their time. The thing for the Ottawa Braves is they've got space and a half here. Meanwhile, Southern Miss, a knock on to I'm Rumley against UCSD. That's one of the best members down here for this roster. Finds a tick of their own, and it's just not confident. USM back to height. They don't have the guaranteed of the full wipe there, and UCSD likely got their reset. Here comes CSU Fullerton Blue and Ottawa Braves. Trident in play. Will play the edge game here in Cenote. Southeastern got the wipe against Bellevue. Can they hold them out? Meanwhile, Cumberland University, a fight of their own, struggling in their exchange against SJSU. SJSU down below, Cumberland up on high. SJSU will play this quiet. They are able to get their reset back as they will drop the Seer ultimate down. Syken is stick on a revive, and a pylon will delay. Habaneros, though, from UCSD finds a knock all the way from afar. Meanwhile, USM up above is pressuring SJSU from finding these dubs. The Sparrow ultimate right in the face of Nkosu, and they are just immediately deleted. This underground position is good, but now Texas A&M Maroon has heard your shots, has heard your damage, and has heard potential success out from their building, and now pressure back. Pear is holding height here. This is risky, though. There are still teams that can move in behind you. Augusta, Western Outlaws still up above. Southeastern all the way south. Ottawa in Cenote for now, getting a big ring scan that will help them decide that, yes, they have this eastern zone to work with. This could be an Ottawa dub. Remember, on match point, you not only have to play for your win, you have to play for these other teams' losses. If you are not considering their failures, you are not playing your best match point possible. SJSU Blue get to make a sweeping recovery there. Shout out to the Watson fence lines from Viking Cap. It is a definitive difference maker. TAM will be playing their hike towards the west. Fisher Esports are just barely starting to eke into zone. Ottawa start to look towards Southeastern. I'll tell you what, this far out on edge, you take one bad crack against Southeastern, you're done. The same, though, can be said for Southeastern. Cloaked is going to either look for the kidnap or the entry into the fight here. Swinging all the way around the back. You got KSU and KSU pressuring. A quick peek for the window for Cloak there. Doesn't represent in the way they want to. Port place from the rest of Ottawa's. They will try to fight through the cracks here to punish. Couple of extra shots, and Reap takes it just as quickly in return there. Even still, Southeastern are not looking good. Cloak peeking through the other end. A knock onto Vortec. And for Ottawa, a 2v3 is all they need. A quick Sparrow ultimate from the other side. Peaks in a break as the ticking Sparrow ultimate is oh so punishing. Another knock for Cloak. A swing around the back here. And for S Southeastern, it doesn't matter if you survive. They don't. For Ottawa, they're the only team on the southwest here. If this zone does not pull back into barometer, you are all said but done. KSU Gold, they're in a great position for a further southern pull. They've got that building alone to the bottom themselves. Meanwhile, Cumberland University, they've made their way out of their building and now target the likes of Tamu Maroon. It's a long-range chuck of the sphere. And we're going to see Cumberland University start to try to play down towards the south, towards Kennesaw Black and Kennesaw Gold. Fisher Esports, match point eligible, and fighting in to the center spire. Down below, there is no one here. Serial Cat is low. Southern Miss up above. Minnesota State Mavericks and UCSD, both on the outskirts here, could always be privy to punishment. Shout out to Texas Orange. They are rotating through the western side. They might be the next foe the Ottawa Braves face. Ooh. 50 seconds to go. Fisher still have space in zone, as does Southern Miss. Neither of these two teams have to make a wide sweeping rotate. Meanwhile, Ottawa Braves feeling a little bit of that Texas heat. The University of Texas Orange moving into the very same position that we saw from Ottawa last time around. This time, Spicy Boy, though, a little bit lower here. Able to take the port back as the Ottawa Braves are going to get their heels off. That 3v3 is electric, but it ain't perfect. Texas Orange could look for this port at any given point. Out to the skirts there. Wraith immediately brought down low. Waikai just as low back will port onto the very, very edge. Ottawa do not want to give up this spot, though. They are going to allow Texas to get their reset here. You have to wonder if anyone knows, with the constant legends changing, who is keeping track.
Care package over there.
Ottawa Braves playing the outskirts here. Meanwhile, Fisher Esports, they're getting a full-fledged taste of USM. I can only assume we saw a rotate up to height. There is no lifeline for Fisher, but it does not matter. The first team eliminated of match point eligibility. It is just Ottawa who could win this game. I will say that from Dom Cracked. I did not notice that, but they dropped the lifeline. They did not play the lifeline here. 12 squads remaining, and only one of them is Ottawa. We got that early zone scan, and Ottawa do have a final position in zone. One of the very last positions in zone at that. zone to work with for now as we continue to make our way towards the southern side. It is almost guaranteed, with no Valkyrie, with no major port plays other than a potential Ashe and Wraith port. The rest of this lobby is going to be crippled on this exchange. You have to wonder if these teams will figure it out. 12 squads remaining, and I guarantee you we lose out on half of them here on this next zone close. Only KSU Black and KSU Gold hold space. RJ's got a hell of a knock from afar into KSU Black, but it won't represent in anything else. Western Outlaws versus Texas Orange. Both of these rosters horny for passion, but stuck inside the nut building. You never want to see it on match point. You never want to see the full sentence here. Cumberland will share space with KSU Black here in this building. That is now a couple additional teams surviving. Southern Miss will zip line all the way across towards the southern side. Viz will go down at the hands of Rect Emporium. And the rest of USM, oh, we'll actually get a re-knock onto Aegis there. We are looking at Ottawa.
Hostile over there.
Make survives, but only by a tick of health here. Kennesaw Gold, they're not much better themselves. Only a couple ticks here. If you're a fan of seeing the next game, you want both of these rosters to survive, but instead, Minnesota State Mavericks. Schmalls from the other end. Kennesaw are now a duo. Schmalls and Gravity going to potentially mirror this here and finish off Kennesaw Gold. Western Outlaws, Texas Orange, a complete collapse of the bridge side. Every front from height are getting their piece of their pie. 360 low, a peek from the other end. Zone might do the Western in, but it's a full thirst from Goblin on top. Even still, the ring is oh so punishing. Will send Pain just as quickly out. Now, Texas Orange rotating forward, running into the Lone Star Showdown. Tamu Maroon versus the University of Texas. It is Swifty versus the one. A full thirst there leaves it a 1v1 exchange against Texas Orange. Tamu Maroon will finish them off. Ottawa are the only team in zone. You're good at broadcasting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ottawa are the only team in zone. This could be it. It could all end here. Kennesaw State Black, a fight of their own. Psycho with a peek. It's a chunk of damage back onto UC Irvine there. Trade for trade. Kindly Monkey will not survive. A whole full send there from Cumberland University. And it will be the knocks down. A quick massive Sparrow ultimate will leave just one left alive for KSU Black. UC Irvine stuck as a trio. Ottawa are alone in zone. If you already know the finish, do not speak in chat. Minnesota Mavericks do a great job finishing Uvi Irvine on the outside. And here's the thing. It is hard pressed to see any kind of finish other than an Ottawa dub here. You have a 4-team stack on the outside, and you have just Ottawa in zone. It's a full send for Cumberland University into the heart of Minnesota. Back for the port play, up to height here. A swing around the edge. Both of these teams are facing their knocks here. And here's a huge issue. Down below, a thirst onto Minnesota. Cumberland to follow suit. Texas A&M Maroon as a duo. Kennesaw Gold as a duo. It is stacked against the likes of Ottawa here. No one knows where they are. Kennesaw will punish Tamu where they see fit because they can. And here's the reality, guys. In a 2v3 situation, this is it. With one final member down, it is all up to misplays. A Sparrow ultimate on the side, but it's a single tick that allows Ottawa Braves to win match point finals. Congratulations to Ottawa Braves. From cheaters to winners, they have found their success in stage 1 with 3 dubs on the day. Could it have been anyone else? Gotta say, That is one hell of a way to end it. Congratulations to those of you who won the prediction. Legitoa find the win. Let's take a look here at your final standings, because we're already done. Ottawa with the win. Fisher Esports in 77. 59 for Kennesaw. There's Bellevue and Southern Miss to represent in 4th and 5th. Tamu Maroon do jump up. 2-6. KSU Black. The Guelph Griffins from Contenders. Cumberland. And to round out your top 10, UC Irvine from Contenders. Southeastern, Texas Orange, Western Outlaws, Minnesota State Mavericks, SJSU Blue, University of Utah, Augusta Esports, CSU of Fullerton, Illini Orange, and UC San Diego Gold. I want to thank you all for joining me today on the Match Point Finals. Congratulations to Ottawa. If you're interested in staying up to date with Zephyr, follow, subscribe, support the stream, because we will be back for Stage 2 in January. Of course, there'll be bigger heights, better videos, more content planned, and just the extension of Collegiate. Of course, if you're interested in catching some more Zephyr content, December 13th and 14th, I'll be running my Collegiate Draft Tournament alongside Braden Michael. Fei Wu, thank you for the follow. Raid us, little bro. Your stream's about to end, little bro. I need to raid someone else. Let's get one last massive raid, because I don't know if it'll ever be bigger than this till next year. One last massive raid on the day. Who deserves it? I really, by the way, while you guys give me your raid options, I really want to thank you. I know we got the draft tournament, but it has been an insane, and I truly mean this, it has been an insane semester. Watching everyone play Collegiate and getting to cover every scrim, every match day, etc. Hopefully this next time I'll be able to cover Contenders as well. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for supporting the stream. It has been a hell of a journey starting out in September, and so all the support has been awesome. Why not? Panic was here today. Panic was showing some love. Let's jump on over to Panic. All right, folks. Give it the height, the dream, and the absolute memes of a Zephyrcast raid. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I love you all, and I can't wait to see what we do next.